Was actually playing reserves football on the SANFL. A very, very different player to Ben Hudson. Tell us about the two.
Incredibly different. Matthew Clark, very good at the centre square around the ground. His handwork is fantastic. He'll find and give the on-ballers first look at the footy, but he won't be used in the back play like Hudson. The Crows weren't afraid to play through Ben Hudson, give him the footy. He was strong in the back play with his marking, but he also hunted the ball very well at ground level. Good skills, Benny Hudson. For a kid who's made his AFL debut at 25, he has become an important player and will be sorely missed.
There's a #1 clearance player and the #1 hard get player, so others are going to have to step up to fill that breach. Speaking of filling the breach, Nathan Buckley's gone forward in recent times. He's booted 14 goals in his last 5 games, and he boasts a remarkable record against Adelaide. He's polled Brownlow votes in 9 of his last 13 games against the Crows, including 6 best on the grounds.
Matching up on him very difficult. Expect Nathan Bassett to get the job, play him in the air and off the deck. Bassett's been in All-Australian form this year. But how could you ever write Nathan Buckley off? Given a reasonable amount of footy inside 50, you know he's going to hurt you. And, well, he stands between victory for Collingwood, you would think.
He's a ball-winning forward, 21 possessions, 11 marks last week to go alongside his 4 goals. And as you mentioned, they've got some dangerous options, some experienced options, some smart options like Carousella, Burns, Lockyer around him.
Yeah, they've just got to get some ball in the midfield. You expect Malthouse to man up one-on-one with all the Crows midfield. We know they've got 5 blokes they rotate through there. So Mick Malthouse must get his matchups right. Deny the Crows midfielders ball front of centre. Let them get it in the back half, but don't let them score goals. That is their strength.
Great history between these two sides. 3 of their last 4 games decided by less than 6 points. It was a goal the margin in the end. It was some Andrew McLeod magic that got the Adelaide Crows home against the Collingwood side in round 2. It's coming up next. Adelaide and Collingwood, Saturday afternoon footy.
It out of there. Almost a mark to Carousella. On the ground, he's worried out of it. Mather claimed in the tackle. Handball to the excitement machine, McLeod. Left foot goal.
Oh, don't tell me.
He's a superstar.
Don't tell me. Oh! What about Andrew McLeod? Now he can wear the red and white boots, Brian, because he does that.
Australian Idol's moving to Sundays.
You've got a great voice.
7 o'clock Sunday and continuing Monday, it's Idol Semi-Final 2.
Our second group of stars take the stage, and they'll do almost anything to impress their toughest judge. Continuing Monday, it's the live verdict. Who will make the top 12?
I think you're a very, very good talent.
Idol 7 o'clock Sunday continues Monday.
Don't wait!
New Echo Rush comes with special editions, including alloy wheels, fog lamps, front power windows, and 3 years roadside assist, saving over $1,800.
Oh, what a feeling! Toyota!
There's no need to be confused about rug prices. Go straight to Discount City Carpets and check out their price tickets on their huge range of rugs, and that's the price you pay. Not inflated prices, real prices. Forget the others, get rugs at real prices. Discount City Carpets, all branches.
Want more action? What am I? Need more atmosphere? Then get the widescreen experience on 10 with the latest state-of-the-art digital home theatre systems from Harvey Norman. You'll be surrounded with the ultimate range of flat-panel plasma TVs, along with Sony's theatre-in-a-box home entertainment systems. Bring the stadium to your home with front row seats to the game with this incredible widescreen experience. So get off the bench and grab a match-winning deal from Harvey Norman today. The 2005 Toyota AFL Premiership season is proudly brought to you by our broadcast partners. Toyota. Footy. Oh, what a feeling. Carlton Draft. Harvey Norman. And Primus Telecom. Change. It's simple.
One of the glamour players of the competition in the 1990s, Tony Modra. They loved him here in Adelaide. Headed off and finished his career in Fremantle. Some pre-match entertainment. Tony Modra just wowing the masses one more time ahead of this afternoon's game. And speaking of glamour, boys, they don't come much more glamorous in Adelaide than that man. Chris McDermott, their inaugural captain, was voted Cleo's 101st most eligible bachelor. Didn't quite make it to the magazine, but he was there and thereabouts. And there's Nathan Buckley wins the toss. Collingwood will kick to the left of screen in the opening term. as I welcome former North Melbourne Premiership player and Sydney champion Wayne Schwass to the broadcast.
Good afternoon, Jason. Chris. Important game for the Crows, though. Winning form's good form. You certainly don't want to drop it, but complacency is the issue here, I would think, for the Adelaide Crows. But from what I've seen this year with Neil Craig, I don't think there's any chance of that happening this afternoon. Wayne, no signs of it at all during the week either. He's been all over them behind closed doors for training this week. It is a team that doesn't or hasn't been affected by their success this year at all. Beautifully led by Mark Rasciuto. Got the group thinking smart, thinking September, and very confident about their form, especially here at Amy Stadium. So no complacency from the Crows at all. They will take Collingwood on well and truly, and look forward to keeping that good form going into September.
And rounding out your Saturday afternoon football commentary team is Brad Seymour, Boundary Side. Good afternoon, Brad.
Thanks, Jace. Just a quick one. A few showers around this morning, going to make conditions a little slippery. I had to walk out onto the ground, and it seems the service has held up quite well. For mine, it's all about opportunity for both sides this afternoon. Firstly, for Collingwood, in an opportunity to blood some more younger players and give them some much needed game time ahead of 2006. For Adelaide, a chance to sew up second spot after a very consistent season. And just a quick reminder, Chrissy Egan is out of the Collingwood side. He's been replaced by Matty Locken.
One late change there for the Pies. The start all important for Collingwood. They've trailed at quarter time in their last 6 weeks. And Adelaide have led half time in 6 of their last 8 games. Adelaide, they've been good starters. Collingwood been poor starters. All important here at Amy Stadium, as the Pies know too well. Got a fantastic record here in Adelaide. And Nathan Buckley to full forward, and Nathan Bassett will get the job on him to start. Brett Biglands will take the rucking duties.
Have got some forwards, Collingwood, that will worry the Crows. Blake Carousella's got under their guard before and kicked some goals. Benny Hart looks like he's got the job on him. Bassett on Buckley. So Collingwood can kick a winning score. It is a battle of the midfields.
Saturday afternoon football, round 21 action at Amy Stadium, Adelaide and Collingwood. Scott Thompson's been a revelation. He gets the first effective disposal of the game. McGregor at half forward. Hands it off to Skipworth. O'Brien put some pressure on Skipworth. He's in over the top of the football. Woden in there in support as well. And if Collingwood can find the intensity and ferocity they displayed through the middle of the season when they defeated sides like West Coast, it was just physical presence around the football. It was harassment. It was preventing opposition sides from breaking away from stoppages. That's what they'll be working on this afternoon as Burton goes high inside 50. It's a 3-on-1. There's a nudge. Play on's the call. Swan. Quick kick off a step, finds the boundary. They'll have a throw in about 65 metres around from the Adelaide goal.
Always pretty hard to pick the matchups in a game early, but young Ben Davies from Collingwood looks like he's got the job on Andrew McLeod. McLeod into the midfield for the Crows, so big job for a young kid.
Fanning in the ruck against Biglands. Biglands with the backhanded tap down to Burton, been prominent early. Second touch coming up. Penetrating kick inside 50 to the pocket. Henschel versus Prestigiacomo. It's picked off by Woden. Good recent record against Adelaide as Shane Woden. He goes short and finds Morrison. Missed 7 weeks with a back problem. Chad Morrison returned last week. Goes short to O'Brien. Playing game number 4. One of 3 rookie list players out there this afternoon for the Magpies. Huge injury list. Torn their senior list apart. But the opportunity springs for youngsters. Just got boot to ball. Umpire calls play on. Holland. Missed by Davies. Socket off the deck. Coming through was Fanning. Tidy hands at ground level. Goes to the middle. Clement. Over the top. Good grab.
Free kick.
Mark not paid to Lucuria. It's a push out. It's coming back. It's going Adelaide's way. So all that for naught from Paul Lucuria. It was a spectacular effort, but the kick's coming back to Scott Welsh. Welsh goes high and long inside 50. One-on-one contest. Biglands versus Fanning. Neil Craig had liked that deep inside his own forward 50. Free kick Adelaide. Holding the man. McLeod picks it up and snaps it through, but it's going to come back. And Trent Henschel to be the beneficiary. 20 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, all about quick entries into the forward 50 for the Crows today. Henschel just started to find a little bit of form last week. 4th time they've been in there so far in this game. And if they get in there quickly one-on-one, they are going to kick plenty of goals here today at Amy Stadium. Good kid, this bloke. Can play.
Brett Biglands will fancy himself deep in attack this afternoon against the likes of Fanning and Guy Richards and Jason Cloak. He'll take off from the centre square and push forward every time, you'd expect. Here's Henschel. He's kicked 16-8 for the season. He's generally a good finisher. Makes no mistake this time. Adelaide on the board after 3 minutes at Amy Stadium.
Toyota V6 Camry Altis Auto is now just $29,988 drive away with this incredible 3, 4, 5 offer. That's 3 years free roadside assist, plus 4 years free servicing, plus a 5-year extended Toyota warranty. Toyota's special editions means an unbeatable deal on Camry Altis V6 right now.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
$21 for the first goal this afternoon, Trent Henschel. Good odds. It's a bright start for the young man wearing number 37. High possessions, 2 goals last week. He's got one early. Biglands down to Rashudo. They go forward again. McGregor in front, too much carry on the ball. Holland, the smallest out of those 3 players, had to stand his ground. Scott Thompson wrapped up quickly. Dangerous player inside 50. Will have a bounce directly in front, 45 metres from goal.
Already seen the importance, Chris, of Collingwood at least breaking even with the clearances. It's 4-0 Adelaide's way at the moment, and hence the traffic's all one way.
The umpire's throwing the ball up. Good to see McLeod, always dangerous, goes to Biglands. The big man in the absence of Hudson. Can he bring it back? Not on this occasion. Wide of the mark to the right-hand side. 1-1 Adelaide. Collingwood yet to score. Jasha points right. The midfield must break even. Collingwood at the moment giving latitude, or far too much latitude to the Crows on ballers. Already seen Thompson, Burton, Rashudo, McLeod involved early in the play. Got to play them tight for the first 10. Shut them down. Deny them the ball. 5 clearances for 5 inside 50s for Adelaide. And 1-1 on the board. The ball's with Heath Shaw. Playing game number 5. Another one of the baby Magpies out there this afternoon. Towards the wing. Intended target went to ground and Burton was left unattended. Shirley. Now Johncock. Adelaide work it through the middle via Rashudo. Over the top to Bock. His heart steaming forward. Goes inside 50. Welsh is his target. Coming across was Woden. Got the double fist in. And it goes through for a minor score. We know the Magpies will zone back, and Adelaide will take every opportunity to get up the ground with some overlap run, the likes of Ben Hart. No doubt about that. That was great early signs from the Crows, and vintage from them with Ben Hart running through the midfield. You can't zone too far back here against the Crows because they kick a lot of goals from outside 50. They'll run the ball up the ground, so dangerous signs early for Collingwood. To say they need a settler is an understatement.
Swan has it in the back pocket. Floats it towards the wing. It's a 2-on-1. Biglands over the top of Fanning. He's got them lining up through the middle of the ground. He decides to go inside 50. Wasn't the right option. Davis couldn't reel it in. Here's McLeod on the left. Brings it back. Andrew McLeod, not enough. Minor score to the Crows, doing all the attacking early. We've played 6 minutes, and it is 7 inside 50s to 0, and Collingwood yet to go into their forward half. Great grab to Rhett Biglands.
Worrying signs early for Collingwood. Having a lot of trouble getting the ball anywhere near their forward 50, and here's another example. Bad kick, Biglands to McLeod. He's already had one shot from 47 metres. Andrew McLeod. Well, it looked good off the boot, but it faded late. 2 behinds. They are having a picnic, just not able to convert on the scoreboard, Chris. Yeah, and the great signs of Neil Craig's, from Neil Craig's point of view, Rhett Biglands just getting a hold of the footy at will. A couple of nice marks, giving it off to Andrew McLeod. Looks like he started the game in good nick. Clement heads out wide. Woden set a task. Burton in front. Woden did well. Goes back to Shaw, who in turn goes further afield to Davis. One way, then the other. Still managed to get the kick away. Does it stay in? No. Out of bounds on the full. Good pressure, Adelaide. We saw that a few moments ago with Harry O'Brien, who got chased down by Scott Thompson. And Harry O'Brien now finds himself on the interchange bench.
Burton has it for the Crows, and again they zone off and line up across half-back. Collingwood pushing right back, but it's playing into Adelaide's hands at the moment. Hart to Biglands. Low trajectory kick, Spears inside 50. Edwards there. Thompson there. Edwards links up with Matner. He's 60 from home. Pokes it towards the pocket. Another one-on-one contest. It's fisted away from Henschel. We'll have a throw in.
Took the wrong option on that occasion, did Marty Matner. Had Skipworth McLeod sitting inside 50 in the corridor. Didn't see them, went wide. But Not a bad area for the ball to be in for the Crows. They do score a lot of goals and throw-ins from forward pockets.
This is where the Magpies miss the presence of Nathan Buckley on the ball. Here's Skipworth over the back of the contest. Off the left, bends it across the body, and they miss again. They just need some of their senior players to get their hands on the football and string together some meaningful chains of possession.
Well, I think you're right, and maybe it's time just to get Burns, Buckley, who we see inside Collingwood's forward 50, onto the ball for 5 or 10 minutes. Let them control the game and get some momentum for Collingwood. They're under siege at the moment. Need some leadership, and it's Nathan Buckley they always go to.
Possession's 28-12 in favour of Adelaide. Collingwood just not able to retain possession at the moment. This will work for them on centre wing. Wakeland dishes off to Holland. Can now go to Davis, and they'll go forward to the centre for the first time. We've played almost 9 minutes. Punched away from Burns. One-on-one contest down back. It spills to Hart. Hart will bring it inboard to Rashudo. Again, some overlap run. Here's Rutten. Can bring it to the broadcast side. McLeod's in space. Can get it and go. Looks up. Floats a kick towards Biglands at half forward. Edwards calls him out. At ground level. Swan to run him down. Edwards just got the handball away to Welsh. From 55, inside 50. Good build-up. Henschel's got it 40 metres out directly in front. Ken McGregor tells him to just go back and have his kick. And Trent Henschel, chance to kick his second goal.
Just options galore for the Crows. Biglands could have gone. Edwards calls him out. Good at ground level. No second effort from Collingwood at all there. Just saw Edwards working for the footy. Collingwood, one effort and one effort only, and good service for Trent Henschel in this game early. Chance to get his second.
And moving it so quickly, providing their key forwards with one-on-one contests. And the delivery so far has been exceptional. The finishing not quite to that standard. Henschel again just tucks it across the face from an Adelaide perspective. Focus is the word from the crowd. Some special comments from the gentleman down in the third row, and he's probably not that far wrong. 1-6-12 Adelaide, Collingwood yet to score.
How about just get your hand on the onion at the moment? Adelaide 7 shots at goal. A good side makes you pay for a start like that. Adelaide should be 6-1, not 1-6. They've kept the door open for Collingwood, but well, time will tell whether they're good enough to take advantage. Swan has Fanny. Deep in defence. Goes back to Swan. That's risky. Stays in. Well, the ease at which Adelaide's moving the ball at the moment is a bit of a concern for the Magpies. They've gone nowhere. Towards Clement. Skipworth there to apply pressure. Bereft of ideas, James Clement. Now it's a high ball. Picks out Brett Burton. Could have kept running, decides to stop. Waits, he's got McGregor, spots him up. Kenny McGregor takes a tumbling mark. It's all a little bit too easy here at the Magpie, for the Magpies at Amy Stadium. Certainly is. Similar signs to last week. We saw Port Adelaide play the chippy style of game and possession style against the Crows, and they were made to pay a price for it. Got to put the Crows under pressure. Move the ball long and move it quickly. If it means you're in a shootout, we'll get involved in one, but playing this style plays into the Crows' hands, and well, this game should almost be out of reach for Collingwood at the moment. The Crows have left the door open, but Kenny McGregor, traditionally a very good shot for goal from within the corridor, has a chance to get the Crows second. 8 possessions in the round 2 game between these two sides. He's kicked 18 goals, 14 for the year. This for number 19. And he's got it. They finally get one through the big sticks again after a flurry of behinds.
Don't wrestle with your budget. Come to Bunnings Warehouse for the lowest prices every day. Storage tub with rope handles, just $10. British Paint Sealing White, only $29.98. Ultralight Blower Vacuum Mulcher, just $85. Security Sensor Light Pack, only $29.98. Pistol Nozzle, a low $3.98. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse!
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
How much room Kenny McGregor had. Shane Wakeland a number of times has trailed him into the centre square, and once again we saw there how much room Shane was giving Kenny McGregor.
2-6 to no score. The numbers all bad for Collingwood at the moment. They need a steadying goal. They just need to get some time in possession, but it's Adelaide again through Edwards. Shirley fends off Leon Davis. Goes to Matner. Adelaide with time and space early in this game. Skipworth on the overlap to Biglands. From 55, he'll attack the goal square. He's got a one-on-one contest down there. Swan, Shaw, Thompson, Wakeland in there for the Magpies. trying to hold it up. And in the end, a break even for Collingwood, a good result.
Brett Biglands comes from the ground. First time we get a look at Matthew Clark. 13 minutes into the first quarter. Close with a chance at goal.
Warm ovation from the Adelaide crowd. Matthew Clark back for his first senior game since round 1. Woden out to Maxwell. Again, they're outnumbered. Every time the ball comes outside defensive 50, they're being forced to kick to 2s and 3s on 1 at the moment, Collingwood. Hence, they're just not getting the football up the ground.
Yeah, the Crows just lapping it up at the moment. Players everywhere. Collingwood can't get their matchups right. Alarm bells aren't going off. They're sounding loud and strong. Matthew Clark now. Let's see what he's got.
10 Collingwood players on the ground, haven't had a touch as yet. Here's Matner. Runs to 45. Off the left, misses again. Buckley and Burns, 2 of those players yet to have a touch. Throw in Lockyer and Lucuria. Carousella, it's those senior players we were talking about that could steady the ship. None of them able to get the football because they're all camped in the forward 50 and the ball's just not coming down.
Jay's got to get them on the play, regardless of whether Buckley's fit or not or what structure you've got. It isn't working. And if you're trying to win a game of footy, those players must spend the next 5 minutes on the footy. Decision time for Mick Malthouse. He's got to move away from the initial game plan.
Well, Clement kicked the ball to Leon Davis and Matthew Clark.
Got his hands on the ball. Adelaide
to go forward again. There's a
whistle on play advantage. It'll come back. Free kick to Tyson Stengline, but James Clement kicked towards Leon Davis and he was outnumbered for numbers and height. Edwards, high, long, towards Henschel. Bit of holding on. Henschel against
Morrison.
Trent Henschel will go back. He has 1-1 already in this first term. And, well, I don't really want to say this, but it's looking very much like the training drill early days. No, you're right, and a shocking matchup for Collingwood as well. Trent Henschel on Chad Morrison. Too big, too strong. Crows get the ball in quickly, and it is bread and butter for Henschel. Henschel for goal number 2. No problems. The Adelaide Crows have their third 3-7-19. Collingwood yet to score.
Ooh. Nice play. Whoops. There it is.
Are you guys okay?
Classic.
Correction, I
referred to Tyson Stengline. He's there
in WA. It's Tyson Edwards.
Nathan Buckley into the middle, taking himself onto the ball. Collingwood yet to get an inside 50. Adelaide have had 14 for 10 scores. That says it all. Scoreboard could be a lot uglier than it is, and this time Collingwood will get a chance. Holding the ball decision against Brent Riley. It's going to Swan.
Bang it in quick.
Buckley leads short. Went to Holland. Butters up at 50, tries to get through a tackle. Matner can't do so. Davis bangs it on the boot. Bouncing ball towards the goal square. Carousella, clever little courier. He's run down. Still there for the Magpies. Maxwell. Carousella off a step. Out of bounds on the full. Morrison comes off. O'Brien on. Collingwood looking to make some structural changes. O'Brien as well for the Magpies, replacing Dane Swan. And they've made a change. At the moment, Heath Shaw has got Henschel. That's not going to work for them either. Here's Bock from half back. Goes out to the wing and finds Clark. Clark towards half forward, over the head of Welsh, through the hands of Clement. At ground level, Riley put his body in, got there first and won himself a free kick.
Great work from Brent Riley. Interesting to see Matthew Clark, who spent a lot of time out in the wing, draws the footy there. The foot skill is what we're talking about with Matthew Clark. Misses the target, went to the Collingwood player, made the error that got Riley the free kick. That is the difference between Hudson and Clark. Clark will get it wide, but his foot skills not good at the moment.
That one touched off the boot. Davies tries to get it to Buckley. Little handball to Clement. Some of the senior players now getting involved. O'Brien can swing it wide. Carousella's got some space on centre wing. To go inboard to Buckley, working hard. Steps inside a tackle. Spears towards 50 and finds Lockyer. Chance here for the Pies. Lockyer lines it up from 40 metres out and puts them on the board.
Now
Now's the time to buy for Father's Day at Harvey Norman. Buy a no deposit with no repayments and no interest for 18 months. Buy now and go in the draw to win one of 100 sports packs from Rebel Sport. And a chance to win Dad a trip to see Real Madrid play in Spain. So it's buy, buy, buy. No deposit, no repayments and no interest for 18 months. One of the 100 fantastic sports packs from Rebel Sport to be won. And maybe an all expenses paid trip for 2 to Spain to see Real Madrid play. This Father's Day, go Harvey Norman.
Go Harvey Norman, go!
Collingwood done some switching now in their back half. A much better defensive structure.
Took 18 minutes, but they're on the board. Tarkin Lockyer coming off a career-high 4 goals, 1 last week against Carlton. I need a couple more of those before we get to quarter time, though. Not if Adelaide have anything to do with it. Nathan Bock, more specifically, heads up towards Thompson. Ball out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in front of the Adelaide bench. Chase, your point about Collingwood's back half is right. It looks so much better now. Got 4 tools back there. Clement on the Welsh is a good matchup. Wakeler on McGregor looks fine as well. Prestigiacomo on to Perry. So Mick Moldhouse has taken him a while, but he hasn't been too badly hurt. Clark against Guy Richards. Good to see him back in the Collingwood colours. Clark did some good work. Couple of early touches, and up to the task was Skipworth towards Ian Perry, but chipping back. Showing some great courage here was Brodie Holland. Across the face of goal, goes to Clement. He's got nothing further out of sight of the ground, though. That's the problem. He decides to go. He's got Lockyer on a long lead. Lowers his vision. Intended for O'Brien. He left it. Crows with the numbers. Burton off a step. High ball. Tumbling kick. Perry. Easy chest mark. Well, they just had the numbers there, Adelaide. Tarkin Lockyer did his best. O'Brien couldn't keep his footing. Just keep it simple, though, didn't they? I mean, they harassed, they won the possession. Nothing cute about that from Brett Burton. Just bang it in. Put the defenders under pressure. Isolate them one-on-one. McGregor takes the mark, working into space. The Crows, the beauty of their game this year, it is very simple. And Kenny, well, he's good from in front, not so good from the side.
Well, there you go.
That's all right.
There's your answer, Chris. Goal kicking, not a streak. Ken McGregor has no problems. He gets his second. Adelaide have 4.
Hey Australia.
10's turning 40. Premiering 8:30 Sunday. We're celebrating 40 years of 10 out of 10 entertainment.
Revisit the shows you used to love and the ones you still do.
Merlin, are you going to speak?
See your all-time TV favourites and their never-before-seen bloopers.
40? That's really old.
Seriously 40 premieres 8:30 Sunday.
25 points the margin. You can see the front edge of the Collingwood centre square, which is the left of screen, pretty wide open. They're huddling inside 50 to use their pace and speed to try and run off their men, but it's not getting there at the moment. Shirley inside 50 for Adelaide. Clears the contest. Tracking back is O'Brien with speed. Welsh on his hammer. O'Brien gains some territory and takes it to the line.
I'll tell you what, Matthew Clark has started this game unbelievably well. Only been on the ground for maybe 7 or 8 minutes. Touched the ball 3 or 4 times, taken a mark, but his rut work has been absolutely outstanding. No doubt Neil Craig in the coach's box with a wry grin on his face.
Chance to just ease back into senior level against 2 inexperienced opponents in Fanning and Richards. Riley taken down by Davies. Have another bounce.
Collingwood are a side that doesn't have a lot to play for. It is the very important stage of the game. They've just got to find some way to scrounge this out and make it a real scrap. Otherwise, it'll be a long day in the office.
O'Brien, they have looked better. They've steadied in the last 8 to 10 minutes since some of their senior players got up the ground and started getting hands on the football. Davies to Locken. Cloak slides in on centre wing, taken down by Rutten late. And there'll be a free kick to Jason Cloak on centre wing. So despite Adelaide's dominance, 17 inside 52, the margin still is only 25 points. Collingwood slow starters again this afternoon. Trailed at quarter time for the last 6 weeks. Given we've played 22 minutes here, it's more than likely that'll be 7 on the trot as Richards goes back from whence it came and finds Clement. Penetrating kick towards the 50. Carosella worked off the football. Taken by Rutten. Spots a target on centre wing and finds Skipworth.
Just too easy, no pressure from Collingwood.
Skipworth goes down the line. It's a one-on-one McGregor against Clement. Clement did well. Almost infringed. Adelaide fans calling for it. He looked to be out of the contest and almost panicked late, but umpire let it go and paid the mark. Here's O'Brien on centre wing. Spears towards Burns at centre half forward, but the kick missed its target by a good 5 metres and was picked off by Simon Goodwin, just his second touch.
Hart, well, slipped dangerous. They're not out of trouble yet. Matner. Oh, that's much better from Jason Cloke. Terrific tackle. Matner tried to break 2 Collingwood tackles, but Jason Cloke made sure he wrapped him up. And there's a 50-metre penalty. Well, you can't backtrack once the decision's been made. That's loud and clear. And the umpires this afternoon, Corin Rose, Stephen Grun and Michael Avon, as Adelaide ring the changes, coming off Shirley, Riley, Clark, going on. Dowdy, Rashudo and Biglands. There's good reward from Jason Clark, though. He kicks Collingwood second. The margin, 19 points.
Well, the ratio's pretty good for Collingwood. 3 times inside 52 goals, so if they can get it there, they can score. And with all the Crows' good work, the margin, only 3 goals, 19 points. Martin Matner trying to do the impossible, break through 3 tackles. Bassett gives away the 50. And you take him when you can get him. Collingwood, last 5 minutes, just sneaking back into this contest, giving themselves a chance.
19 points the margin. Just under 5 minutes remaining until quarter time. Collingwood hanging in against the tide. Biglands in the ruck against Richards. Chance for the Magpies, a rare clearance for them. Towards half forward, getting there first was Bott. Tackle lingered and he'll get a free kick. Hands off to Bassett. Towards half forward, over the head of McGregor, and Wakeland will pick it off for the Magpies. Looks to switch to Clement. Long lead from Jason Cloke out towards the wing will be honoured. He'll go one-on-one with Ben Hart. Cloke forced a fist from behind. Did it well in the end. Got it to the line, and Collingwood can set up again on the wing.
Yeah, this might be Jason Cloke's making. A side that's just got so many injured players, it's been given an opportunity, and what we've seen, especially in this last 10 minutes, is one player that looks likely of getting the ball. He wants the ball in his hands.
Plenty of vigour in his game so far, isn't there? Biglands gives it up. O'Brien to Woden off a step. Carousella snuck out the back of the contest. Collingwood are going to have to be smart like that this afternoon. Those sort of dangerous, experienced players need to strut their stuff. Burton towards the wing. Big fist away from Buckley. Collingwood lifting. Holland taken high and will win a free kick. But the last 10 minutes from Collingwood have been much, much better.
Look, you can see it on the screen. You can feel it at the ground. Nathan Buckley having an involvement in this game, and the Crows just slackened off a fraction. But Brett Burton having a blinder.
They can't afford to let Adelaide zone back like that. Just got numbers back, and Carousella with no chance as Burton goes to the wing. Welsh towards Edwards, was tidy, he marks. Thought about the give to Bock, will go himself over the top. Drifting forward was Doughty. Perry versus Prestigiacomo with Doughty in support.
Doughty's got it now from the angle and bends
it to the post. Michael Doughty just couldn't sneak it inside the right post, and Adelaide 4-8. Collingwood 2 straight goals, the margin 20 points. Collingwood bring it into play quickly through Buckley to Fanning at centre half back.
Back edge of the square, goes to Lockett. The tumbling kick. Straight down the throat of Ben Hart. He goes forward again. He's got a couple of players. McGregor, too much carry on the ball. O'Brien did well on that occasion. Socked the ball to Buckley. In the pressure. Couldn't hit his target, which was Lockett. Edwards sees the ball out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Right. Half forward flank for Adelaide. They lead 4-8 to Collingwood 2 straight. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this first term. Ground bathed in bright sunshine here at Amy Stadium. Richards got rid of Biglands. Matner, good tackle Lockyer. Ball spills free. Rashudo to Thompson. What a pickup he's been for Adelaide this year. Towards the goal square. Over the top of the pack. Getting back there was Clement. Gets a Shepherd from Prestigiacomo. Has got Woden. Now comes back inboard. As Davis got there. Risky. Certainly off the boot. 21 possessions playing on the ball last week against Carlton. Goes back to Woden. Outer side of the ground. It's down the line. He's got O'Brien. Good running. Takes the mark on the second attempt.
And Maxwell goes. The intended target, wearing in closer was Bock.
Maxwell did well on the second attempt. Ball off the side of his boot. McGregor on the half volley, couldn't take it. Hart, slick hands. Adelaide, Rutten. He's got a couple of players loose here. Biglands. Left it to Thompson. Lockyer.
Good tackle.
Could be trouble. Yes. Well done, Tarkin Lockyer. He was outnumbered there. Adelaide had all the numbers. The crowd don't like it. Good decision.
No attempt on Scott Thompson's behalf. Tarkin Lockyer with 1 goal in this first term,
along with Jason Cloak, the only goal scorers for Collingwood. Switches plays, but Davies goes further afield to Woden. No closer to goal. But Adelaide with 16 players behind the ball, hence the reluctance to bomb it in deep. Under a minute remaining. Collingwood not prepared to go long, looking for a loose player. Got one here, still inside the centre square. That's Heath Shaw. Goes short over the top to Holland. Can go if he wants, and does. To O'Brien. Handballs to Fanning. To O'Brien again. To Locken. Onto the left footer's side. Needs to finish off. But doesn't, just blazes away, and that's a disappointing finish for a promising builder.
Yeah, certainly was. Should have been a goal to Collingwood. Held onto the ball. Looked like they were struggling. Worked themselves into a goal-kicking position. Just missing one on that occasion.
Adelaide super flood. That's the way to beat it. You've just got to be patient and pick some holes in it. They did everything right. They just didn't execute in the end. The kick from Locken letting them down. Bassett to McLeod. Now Bock. Resembling a game of British Bulldogs at times in this first quarter, with both sides pushing numbers back and then running forward in waves. Dowdy towards Perry. Did well to gather inside the line. Mattner on the overlap. Puts on the Jets. O'Brien can't run him down, and Mattner hits the post again. Couple of posters from that pocket early for the Crows. 4-9-33. Collingwood 2-1-13. Seconds remaining in the opening term, and all things considered, not a bad result in the end for Collingwood to only be 20 points down. Their last 10 to 15 minutes much improved on their first 15, which was disastrous to say the least. Adelaide couldn't take full toll in front of the big sticks, however. 13 scoring shots for just 4 goals. 2 to McGregor, 2 to Henschel. While Lockyer and Cloak have the goals for the Magpies. Quarter time, Saturday afternoon football at Amy Stadium. Adelaide by 20 points.
Want Premier TV?
Monday, 10's got it all.
At 7:30, they all have talent, but which 3 will you choose? Australian Idol live verdict.
The power is in your votes.
At 8, it's a fully fat, all-new Simpsons.
I'm ready for some loving.
At 8:30, the new hit series, Numbers.
I need your help.
At the new time, 9:30, all new Law and Order.
We've never seen this kind of thing up here.
All new, all Monday night, all on 10.
If you were starting a business, you'd be wanting some pretty good advice.
We do everything as a family unit.
It's hard work.
We need to be noticed. Turn passion into profit.
The buck stops with you.
Red TV, 8 a.m. Sundays on Network 10.
Okay, so you shave in the morning. You go to work. You go to lunch. You go to the gym. You look smooth all day. And just when you're about to go out, you have to shave again. Not anymore. The new chic Quattro Midnight with advanced blade technology of chromium-coated blades and a night black handle. For for an incredibly close shave that'll keep you smooth from morning to night. New Chic Quattro Midnight. No other razor shaves closer or smoother.
With 10 tantalising wicked wings, plenty of juicy chicken and sides, KFC's Wicked Feast is so good, you'll be amazed at who'll be coming to dinner.
What?
New 4-cylinder Camry Altice Limited comes with special editions, including alloy wheels, ABS, steering wheel audio and sports console from $27,988 drive away.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Network 10 Adelaide would like to acknowledge the support of their 2005 local AFL sponsors, Truscott's and Toshiba, the Plasma, LCD and surround sound specialists. Booze Brothers, proudly South Australian owned. And Stratco, what do you need today?
Quarter time at Amy Stadium, all the major numbers with Adelaide, including the important one. They lead by 20 points, 4-9-33. Collingwood 2-1-13. Inside 50s that term, 21-5 in favour of the Crows. Clearances 12-5 in favour of Adelaide. That is dominated possession through the middle of the ground and just continually pumped it forward as we head boundary side. Here's Brad Seymour.
Thanks, Jason. James Clement and Nathan Buckley both very vocal at quarter time, pleading with their players to keep their heads up. So, as we know, not good signs for Collingwood at this stage. In the other camp, in the Crows, Neil Craig very measured in his deliverance of his speech at quarter time.
Now, Brad, you played most of your footy primarily in defence for the Sydney Swans. When you're in that siege mentality early in the game, as Collingwood were, what's the key to just steadying the ship?
Well, Jace, just quickly, I think it is to for every player in defence, the back six just to stand tall. It's you're under siege, as you said. You've got to man up, be very tight. We saw Shane Wakeland trail Kenny McGregor in there a number of times. That's not on. You've got to be side by side, arm across, I should say, and the old touch and feel mentality.
Yeah, we don't want to touch and feel a crotch, that's for sure. Certainly not in the opening term here at Amy Stadium. One of the game is Saturday afternoon football this afternoon. Round 21 action. It's a big game at Skilled Stadium. Geelong taking on West Coast. Replays coming up later tonight on Fox Footy. So if you don't want to know the score, look away now. Jason Bennett alongside Wayne Schwass and Chris McDermott. And Chris, the Collingwood structure was interesting. Centre half forward, they huddled 5 or 6 of their forwards together. Their back 6 or 7 were under enormous pressure, but when they looked up to kick the football, their nearest target was about 80 or 90 metres away. It made life difficult for them at times.
Certainly did. You need blokes who have got penetrating legs. Nathan Buckley, when he went onto the ball, certainly was a key player in getting them back into the contest. Took a while for Mick Malthouse and his match committee to get the matchups right. Their back half didn't have it right. Certainly the matchups on ball didn't work the way Collingwood would have wanted in the first 15 minutes. But when he got it right, Collingwood worked their way back into the game. They've been inside 55 times but kicked 2 goals. They should be out of this game, but they are not. Buckley goes back to full forward, so as much as they started now for Collingwood, but they've got themselves at least back into the game. They're winning possession, and the game is still alive for Collingwood.
20 points the margin as we prepare for second term action. Bigland's back in the ruck against Fanning. Davis at their feet. Socket off the ground by Thompson. Clement. Time to recover from that fumble. And Collingwood gain possession through Shaw. Pokes it out wide towards the wing and finds David Fanning. Mercuria leads short. Davies a little longer. Now Jason Cloak comes into the picture. Showed some real figure in the opening term. Was one of Collingwood's best. That handball a little fierce. Missed the body of Mercuria. Burton through Rashudo. Now to Shirley. Thompson. Over the top, through the middle of the ground they go. Matner links up with Goodwin. Sweeps it out wide to McLeod. Adelaide stream forward in waves across half back. Edwards Run down by O'Brien, inboard to Johncock. Look at the numbers pushing forward for Adelaide on the overlap. Matner, 55 out, well corralled. Had to go back to Johncock. Collingwood fighting for survival. Perry off a step. Ugly kick to Shirley. The Magpies hunting again. Edwards run down by Davis. Got the hands free. Davis another tackle on Johncock. Edwards still under pressure. Now to Perry. Perry will bomb it long inside 50. They'll go to a 2-on-1 in the end. There's a free kick. Going Collingwood's way. Fantastic work from the Magpies to hold firm there and put that to sort of intensity we spoke about when they beat West Coast earlier in the year.
Leon Davis, fantastic. 3 efforts, 3 tackles. He was the key player in that for Collingwood. Yes, terrific play, Leon Davis. Clement heads up towards Jason Clark. He's having a crack out there, setting the tone for the rest of his teammates. Been a very indifferent year. Jason Clark, he's had to really battle to get his opportunity, but he's certainly making the most of it. This afternoon, the bench for Collingwood: Locken, Carosella, Richards and Morrison. Experience with a blend of youth on the Collingwood bench. Fanning against Biglands. Clean was Burton. Got us a good one. Goes to a fellow on-baller in Thompson. High ball. Magpies with the numbers. Standing his ground was Swan. Burns to Wakeland. Collingwood can go here. Mercuria squares it up. Shaw goes out wide now to the runner in Maximal. Got a kind bounce. Loops a handball over the top to Woden. This is better Collingwood. To Holland. To Mercuria. Sells him into some trouble. That was a disappointing finish there for the Magpies, and the Adelaide Crows will go out of sight of the ground. McLeod. Andrew McLeod comes back inboard, one way, then the other. That's good pressure from Collingwood. They're not allowing a direct passage for the Adelaide Crows. Rashudo squares the ball up to the good runner in Biglands. Couldn't take the chest mark. Good second attempt though, the big ruckman from Adelaide. Collingwood standing up tall in defence. They go forward again. O'Brien comes back inboard. He's got Davis. Davies it was. He waited. Got a handball. The Adelaide Crows are applying enormous pressure themselves when they don't have possession. Rutten to Goodwin. Over the top to Thompson. He's a noted goal scorer, Scott Thompson. Off a step. Won't make the distance. High ball towards the goal face. Good spoil, Jason Cloak. There's a free kick, an arm around his opponent, Trent Henschel. I thought that was a good contest.
Well, he did seem to do everything right, did Jason Cloak. 1-on-1 with Trent Henschel. Worked well to get back there, but the umpire saw differently. The video will be the judge. Oh, maybe the left arm cost him in the end.
Yeah, the second one, I thought the first contest was play on, but the second one draped over that shoulder. Trent Henschel, 2 first quarter goals. Coming up for goal number 3 in the first of the second term. Just opens up the angle. He kicks the goal.
Right now, Prime.
I am ready now.
No, not yet.
Sorry.
As I was saying right now, if you bundle your home phone with an iPrimus broadband plan, you get broadband modem free.
That's right.
Not yet.
Sorry.
And $0 setup. Plus you also get, okay?
All right. You also get me the amazing 2.4 gigahertz Doro cordless phone free.
So call Primus now and get me an amazing Doro free.
Oh yeah, baby.
Margin out to 26 points. It's a game high. Collingwood with much improved vigour in the last 20 minutes of football. That must continue. That intensity around the contest and at the ball carrier must be harassed at all costs as Rashudo gives it to McLeod. High ball to half forward. Tearing back with the flight of it was Swan. Awkward bounce. He's run down by McGregor. Carried forward in the tackle and will get a free kick in the back. Dane Swan had a power of work to get through in the opening quarter and a bit. Here's Leon Davis. Down the line, low trajectory kick towards Burns. Finds the line.
It's okay though for Collingwood. Get some distance in their leg. That's what they've got to do. Put the Crows' defence under pressure. Matthew Clark starts to stretch. Maybe he doesn't. He'll have some impact on this game. They started it well. The Crows with plenty on the bench to go to. But Collingwood working themselves back into this contest.
Johncock tries to get through the Holland tackle. Ball spills to ground. Fanning Turns it over, taken by Matner. Now Shirley. High kick around the wing. Welsh at the front, one-on-one with Clement, who just worked him under it and took the mark. Collingwood senior players starting to stand up and lead the way, and their youngsters are falling in line behind them. Here's Davies. Inside 50, 2-on-1. Buckley won't get there in time, and Hart takes the mark.
Well, the idea was better, though, from Collingwood. Some length in the leg. Maybe just didn't lift it enough. Got to get it in the air and let Buckley run onto it.
Burton.
The plan is better.
Slipped away from Maxwell. Maxwell puts in the big ones, can't quite get him. Inside 50 to a 2-on-2. Perry tries to come charging through. We'll get a free kick for a Shepherd. Going to go to Henschel. Perry peels off and heads back towards the goal square.
Must have done the right thing by the umpires today. Trent Henschel, 4th free kick, kicked 3 goals, having a field day. Don't get that many in a season.
Who kicked from just outside 50. Booted 3 goals, 1 this afternoon.
Distance not a problem.
Taking plenty of time. Deliberate approach from him. 19 goals, 9 for the season. Playing game number 38 of what's really starting to blossom into a very promising career. Originally from Palmerston in the Northern Territory via Woodville West Torrens to the Crows. Distance wasn't a problem, but accuracy was. A minor score. 3 goals, 2 to Trent Henschel. The margin 27 points, 5-10-40. Collingwood 2-1-13. Saturday afternoon football, round 21 of the Toyota Premiership season, live from Amy Stadium.
Adelaide Crows 1-1. Added to their quarter-time score of 4-9. They now lead 5-10-40. Collingwood 2-1-13. They are playing better, though, the Magpies. Shaw towards Woden. Had to effect the spoil that time. Burton sees O'Brien over the line for a throw-in. The Collingwood bench. Fanning against Biglands. Biglands got his way to the front a little bit too easy. Burton got a handball from Thompson. He gets it back, Thompson. Looks to square it up for John Cott. Arriving late was Burns. Did well, the veteran. Got it to Holland. Chips the ball high for Jason Cloak, running with the flight of the ball. Good spoil, though, Rutt. He's got support. Hart to Bassett. The kick was smothered. Shirley. Look at the numbers here for Adelaide. McLeod to John Cott. Good chase by Davis. Forced the error. Buckley. Strong tackle. That won't go anywhere. We'll have a bounce out of side of the ground.
Leon Davis continuing to do it. I mean, maybe not noted for his 1%ers, as they say, but he was the player that smothered the ball off the boot, chased and effected the tackle, working beautifully at ground level, Leon Davis.
Good contest, Cloak and Rutten. Swan off a step towards Leon Davis, the man Chris has just spoken about. Woden goes back to Buckley. Davies goes towards the pocket. He's got Mercury in a couple of metres of space. McLeod pursues him. Mercury goes to centre the ball, and on the stretch, that's a good mark from Davies. Well, the distance might test this young man. Yes, he does. Goes to Shaw. He's got Woden. Can go if he wants to, Shane Woden. Doesn't go for the goal. To the top of the square. The Adelaide Crows with numbers. Biglands. Buckley waiting down. Can the skipper kick it? No. One behind. Nathan Buckley's first score for the afternoon. The first score for this second term for Collingwood.
When you're lacking your big names, Chris, it is all about the team things, and Collingwood's game today has to be based around those 1%ers. You're going to have to graft goals. It's not going to be pretty champagne football. They are going about it the right way, however. They've just got to try and put all the links in the chain together.
No, you're right, and they've certainly done it better. They started the game under absolute siege, working themselves back into it, but they need somebody to stand up, somebody up forward to make a presence.
Edwards, little chip over the top to Thompson. Sweeps a handball out to Bott. Looks up, has got McGregor short, heads in that direction. He marks 70 from goal. Then McGregor thinks about bringing it back inboard, and will do so now to Nathan Bock. Again, Collingwood getting back in numbers to harass, shut down some space. They missed Goodwin. He snuck through the zone. Unfortunately for Adelaide, the kick missed him as well. Coming through was Shirley on Woden. Opened the door for Goodwin. Quick snap at goal. Bounces through. Kenny McGregor gets goal number 3.
We're here in Melbourne to relive arguably the greatest moment in grand final history.
Unbelievable moment.
And to help us, we have Mr. Wayne Harm. All right, it's 1979. It actually looks like the Pies are going to win a flag. That is, until Harmsy here comes to the rescue. You're going to come running in, slide along there, and it's going to be wicked. Yeah, we like it too. Goal square! He does it to Sheldon! Goal square! Yes!
The only goal scorers for Adelaide so far in the match, Ken McGregor with 3, and his partner in crime, Trent Henschel, with 3. 2 goals apiece in the first term, they've got 1 each in this second term. 46 leads 14. Fanning coming through was Holland, couldn't take possession. Burton around the corner. Goodwin cut off by O'Brien. Sets a task for Lockyer. Arriving late was Matner, did well. Terrific spoil. Those 2 combatants go after the ball again. Yeah, great second effort from both players. Coming through there was Wakelin, a long way from home. Lockyer tumbles the kick up towards the wing. Not a bad attempt by Maxwell. Kept the ball moving forward. Fanning should go. Left it there for Edwards. Put that down to experience. Biglands. They'll set up again the Crows. Matner towards the half-forward flank. Henschel, good contest. O'Brien, loose ball. Perry gathers it. Heads towards the goal square where Thompson, 1 out with Shaw. Good spoil. O'Brien mops up. To O'Brien and relieves for the moment. He's got a loose player, and that's Woden.
And go over the top to Burns and does. Burns confronted now by Burton, and he'll hold it up at half-back. A couple of options short. One of them's Fanning. Collingwood, precise disposal is going to be the key. They're going to have to be indirect at times. They're going to have to just chip it around and maintain possession and try to graft some goals. Fanning goes to a contest. Maxwell over the top, punched it clear. At ground level, Goodwin starting to have an influence. Sweeps a handball over the top. Here's a chance for Matner. Things open up down the middle for Adelaide, and Perry's got it 55 from home. He's got a man over the top. Went with a handball to Goodwin, who kept charging on. He's run down by Prestigiacomo. Play on the call. Shirley pounces and kicks a goal.
Now's the time to buy for Father's Day at Harvey Norman. Buy a no deposit with no repayments and no interest for 18 months. Buy now and go in the draw to win one of 100 sports packs from Rebel Sport. And a chance to win Dad a trip to see Real Madrid play in Spain. So it's buy, buy, buy. No deposit, no repayments and no interest for 18 months. One of the 100 fantastic sports packs from Rebel Sport to be won. And maybe an all expenses paid trip for 2 to Spain to see Real Madrid play. This Father's Day, go Harvey Norman.
Go Harvey Norman, go!
Robert Shirley's first goal for the afternoon. He's picked 8 goals, 4 in season 2005 for a career total of 14 goals, 12. And he goes again. Gives it to Rashudo. High ball, inside 50. McGregor couldn't get his hands on the ball. Coming through was Burns, dispossessed. Good tackle, good work by Robert Shirley. The defensive side just as good as his offensive side. The Collingwood defence under enormous pressure at the moment. Working hard there on his hands and knees. Clement goes to Holland, off a step. Shootout, let it go for Clark. Put his hands to the ball, couldn't take the mark. Woden on the boundary line. Look out, Shaw, you've got to be quick. Perry with the late tackle. Shirley got rid of, in the back, didn't win a free kick. And we'll have a bounce left half forward flank. To the applause of the Adelaide crowd. Near capacity here at Amy Stadium, and then liking what they see. Richards went high and early, got it to Holland, in turn found O'Brien hurriedly. On the top of McLeod, Rutten. They'll set up to Capart and go to John Cock. Got Matner short if he wants, but heads up the guts and finds Rashudo. Can load up, but doesn't, lowers his vision and finds Skipworth inside 50. Hayden Skipworth has proved a handy foil inside forward 50 for the Adelaide Crows this year, Chris.
Yeah, well, he certainly has, and not your traditional small forward. He doesn't crumb much, but just works himself into space, takes quite a lot of marks for a little bloke. Can kick a goal. 45's about his distance. We've seen him kick goals from here before. Very, very important part of this make-up, Hayden Skipworth. And once again, the turnover comes. Ben Rutten picks up the crumb. And a scoring opportunity for the Crows.
They have got a sniff and starting to look very dangerous. Certainly a sharpshooter. He's kicked 12 goals, 1 for the year. Tremendous conversion from just on 50. Hayden Skipworth won't make the distance.
of a rush behind. So his first blemish for the afternoon, now has 12-2 for 2005.
Clement to bring it back into play. Gains some territory, goes by hand to Morrison, will receive it back.
There it is.
Trying to mix things up a bit, Collingwood, trying to break a line. Henschel gets it, gives it away, now it goes to Riley. Prosciutto from 50 can go the journey, can go for home, and kick a goal. Sense of inevitability about that one.
Oh, thanks.
That was refreshing.
Yeah.
I think it's a lime.
Bundaberg Rum Dry and Lime. Surprisingly refreshing taste.
Prosciutto's first for the afternoon. Adelaide have kicked 6 of the last 7, or 5 in this second quarter. They're not done with yet. Fanning gets a quick kick towards half forward. Davies got rid of Hart. Buckley wants holding the ball. Pleads his case, but it's not forthcoming as Shane O'Brien makes his way to the interchange bench, replaced by Blake Carosella. There's your top 5 possession winners on the ground. To this point in time, Riley hurriedly inside the centre square. Skip work.
Oh, great attack.
Exactly. Just wanted the ball more than anyone else in that contest. McLeod towards Edwards. To Prosciutto. Nice play. Edge of the square, over the top to Riley. He's run forward from that contest off half back. Riley can steady, measures it, and pushes it all the way across the face of goal and just scrapes in for a behind.
Great work rate though from Brent Riley. All over the ground, limited minutes, enjoying his time on the park. Some headaches for Collingwood. Crows in total control. And that's hard to stop at AAMI Stadium.
20 scoring shots to 4. Closer to a migraine than headaches. Maxwell has it at defensive 50. Goes inboard and finds Morrison. So Adelaide have just stepped up a gear in the last 10 to 15 minutes. And are working so hard. The hunger is really there. The desire's there at the moment for them. Not prepared to rest on their laurels or their lead.
And unfortunately, this is the problem for Collingwood. Chip the ball around, no options, no run through the corridor, unlike the Crows. And eventually, you know, the ball will turn over. Somebody will miss their leg, the spoil will come.
Richards to Lucuria. Now they look to switch. Here's Swan. Got a man wide open on centre wing. They have snuck away and orchestrated the loose man on this occasion. It's Wakeland. He can go over the top to Holland. Good 80-metre sprint from Brodie Holland to provide an option, but in the end, the kick missed its target. He couldn't reel it in, and Dowdy beat him. Now to Matner. Inboard to McGregor. He's got Edwards over the top. It's going to come back. It's going to come all the way back to the half-forward flank. It's going to be an Adelaide free kick. No advantage paid there. The understatement of the afternoon. Dowdy. He's got McLeod short. He's got Bock loitering inside defensive 50, and that's where he'll go. Just opens up the angle so they can attack on either side of the ground. He elects to come the broadcast side and finds Hart. Just creates a bit more space down the line. And Johncock runs into that space to take the mark and then turns it over. Carosella looks up. He's got no one inside 50 at all. His first instinct was to get it in quick, and then he realised Ben Hart was the only man inside 50. Goes short to Davis. Buckley's still the only Collingwood player inside 50, and he's barely in there. So they'll switch again to Locken. Can go over the top to Lockyer. And does. It's given Collingwood some time to get some numbers in there, but it's also given Adelaide some time to push some extra numbers in. Lock up the space as Lockyer goes short. Picks a hole in the zone, finds Maxwell. Swings onto the right boot. Hart tries to stand up through the Buckley tackle. Now to Shirley. Shirley to Johncock. And they stand tall again. So cool in defence, the Adelaide Crows. Bock goes over the top to Doughty. Now Hart sells a dummy, opens it up for Matner, and the Crows are away.
There's some nimbleness on the old wiry legs of Ben Hart. Got it to Matner. Henschel, slick handball to Thompson. Couldn't keep it in play and will have it thrown out of side of the ground. 60 plays 14. Just under 4.5 minutes remaining. Clark against Richards. Matthew Clark wins a free kick. That's Matthew Clark's strength, no doubt about that. Boundary throw-ins, ball-ups around the ground. The Crows from 11 boundary throw-ins have won 10, absolutely dominating the clearances. It's inside 50. Edwards. Leads in a foot race, gets a Shepherd from Welsh. Turns quickly. Picks out Woden, needs to be clean. To Morrison, to O'Brien. The young Magpie can have a bounce. Shows a bit of confidence too. He finds another young player, Davies. Quick handball to Carosella. He's got Jason Cloak on his own. Lucuria breaks. A good kick if he can make it. No, too much carry on the ball, but he's outnumbered. Stood in the Ben Hart tackle. Paul Lucuria did well and found a loose man inside 50, and that's Tarkin Lockyer. That was well done by Paul Lucuria. He's kept his poise, got rid of the tackle. He's picked out this man here on screen, Tarkin Lockyer. 1 goal for the afternoon. It's a good kick. Just needs his teammate to convert now. Goals have been hard to come by for Collingwood. For the Magpies, third. First of the second term. Starts it out right. Can't bring it back enough. Lockyer has 1 goal, 1 for the afternoon. Yeah, not too many opportunities if you're a forward for Collingwood today. 5 times inside 50 in this second quarter. The Crows 11. Well, 21-5 in the first quarter, so it's a fraction better.
Yeah, 32-10 for the game to this point. Says it all. Hart. Over the top to Edwards. They've got numbers in front of the football again. Here's Bock. Can go over the top to Perry. Perry, awkward one, missed his body, makes the angle much tougher, which just makes the goal more spectacular.
Hello, George Danekian. In 10 News at half-time, warnings about the party drug fantasy after a dramatic multiple overdose at an Adelaide apartment. The would-be Hollywood actor extradited to Adelaide to face rape charges. Police believe he might have been involved in further attacks. And Leighton Hewitt sets up a semi-final clash with Andy Roddick.
It looks as though he's done that a few times at training, perhaps. Yeah, one to remember for Ian Perry, no doubt. Very important player in the Crows forward line. Can be hot and cold, but got a great work rate. Biglands against Richard. Buckley inside the centre square now. Goes to Holland. Towards Davis. Doing the roving on this occasion was Jason Cloak. Could have finished the goal off himself. Went to Carosella. Gave it back to Davis. Knee on Leon. Can he finish? Not quite. And that passage of play probably sums up the Magpies' afternoon today. Certainly did. Jason Cloak had to have the shot for goal, full face, running forward, had to have the shot, lacked confidence. Carosella's not a bad bloke to give the ball to, but he gave it off as well. So Collingwood down on luck, down on confidence, and, well, in strife.
Doughty has it at half-back. Chips inboard to Bassett, run down by Lockyer. Just a little bit casual on that occasion from the Adelaide half-back line. I'll get out of it through Thompson. To Bock. Tucks it under the arm, receives a Shepherd and goes for a run around the outer wing. Kick was tidy and it finds Skipworth on the lead. Again, they look to bring it inboard. They've got plenty of numbers in support. Thompson just eludes the lunging Maxwell. Spears inside 50. 2-on-2. Henschel puts up the mitt and drags it in. He can go back and kick for goal number 4 to equal his previous career best against Richmond and West Coast last season. And this to have 4 on the board by the 26-minute mark of the second term.
Yeah, that takes talent. He's got it. Plenty of it. Arguably his best game in the tricolours. So dangerous up forward. Had an indifferent year. But today, we're getting a glimpse of perhaps what he's got to offer for the next 10 years.
Worked on his body, put 11 kilos on this season. Having a very good year. And this for goal number 4. He converts. Trent Henschel with 4 goals. Adelaide lead by 56 points as we close in on half-time.
Yeah, not much doubt about this forward line. The questions that have been asked, are they capable of kicking 20 goals? Well, it may be only against the bottom side, but we're seeing something from this team that suggests that answer is yes. Henschel, McGregor standing up, Ferry as well. Welsh a little quieter, but it's options galore for the Crows up forward. Trent Henschel, an important one of those. 4 goals, 2. With under a minute remaining of this first half, round 21 clash between the Adelaide Crows and Collingwood. In a dominant display, Matner. Tackle there from Lucuria. And Brodie Holland. Plenty of work for Mick Malthouse and his assistants. At half-time, Davies, Buckley, played for the free kick. Coming through was Thompson. He's wrapped up. We'll have another bounce. Definite advantage for the Crows in body strength. An attack on the footy. Big ones. And as far as Maxwell, there's a chance for Collingwood if they're good enough. Riley, bad tackle. Jason Cloak, Carosella. There's the siren for half-time. The Adelaide Crows, 10 goals, 12, 72. Comprehensively lead Collingwood here at half-time at Amy Stadium, 2 goals, 4, 16.
20 points the margin at quarter-time. Adelaide added 6 goals through to 3 behinds in that second term. Collingwood's lowest second quarter for the season. And Adelaide, while they're the second best second quarter team in the competition, second only to West Coast, they've won 9 of their last 10 second quarters now, the Crows, which is setting them up to go into half-time in very strong positions, and they're certainly in that this afternoon. The margin 56 points as a satisfied Neil Craig heads down to address his troops. Saturday afternoon football from Amy Stadium. Back with more after this. Neil Craig heads down to address his troops. Saturday afternoon football from Amy Stadium. Back with more after this.
What if you were sent back with a special gift? What if you could help people lose weight just by sharing their drink?
75 pounds in 2 days.
8:30 Tuesday. Move over Jenny Craig. This guy's the diet of the future.
I am the damn product.
But is he worth his weight in gold?
We're supposed to be helping people, right? That's why we were sent back?
The new 4400. 8:30 Tuesday on 10.
I got really angry and I just gave her a slap. You know, stuff happens. But she knows, I mean, she deserved it.
Kept going, you know, and the next minute she says I forced her. But, you know, it was too late. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah, I know this bloke, and we all know he hits his girlfriend. Never in front of people, but she won't do anything. You know, I can't say anything, can I?
Well, you just lose control sometimes. It's only shoving and stuff. It's not like I'm one of those blokes who beats up on a woman.
Well, she came back to my place and she knew what we were there for. And then, like, halfway through she says no. But I kept going and...
This behaviour is not just unacceptable, it's criminal. You can get help and support by talking with an experienced counsellor on this confidential helpline, 1800 200 526. To violence against women, Australia says no. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Hey, Rusty.
Yeah, mate.
What are those ankle biters of yours up to?
Well, with any luck, they're sniffing out a bargain for their old man.
Eh? Oh, the Home Hardware Father's Day sale.
Yeah, I left a couple of these strategically placed around the kennel.
Oh, you dirty dog. So, come on, what are we talking?
How about a 2-horsepower air compressor for $89?
Wow.
A GMC petrol line trimmer for $89?
Yeah.
And a Sirdar workbench, roller stand and clamp set for $39.95.
Oof.
Looks like it's pay dirt for Papa Pooch.
You know, You're lucky to have such a fine litter of lads. Like I said to my lovely lady just last evening. Gee, they're great puppies. Where? Home Hardware.
It's sexy sofa and delicious dining month at Casual Living. Fall in love and save up to 20% on sofas upholstered in Warwick Halo fabrics. Think living, think Casual Living. Keswick, Marion and Enfield.
Go the Crows! Go the Magpies!
Go the Rooster.
Red Rooster's Footy Feast. Buy a quarter-time meal or full-time meal and you could win a package for 4 to the 2005 AFL Grand Final. Only at Red Rooster.
This is where I am today because of what I've done by myself and with the help of good people.
Turn your passion into profit.
0 to $1 million in 5 years.
Build it up. That's an investment.
Red TV, 8 a.m. Sundays on Network 10.
He hit me, and at first I kept quiet, but finally I spoke to someone and they really helped me.
I was raped, and I told the police. It was hard, but I know I've done the right thing.
In the end, I was scared for my safety, and I just knew I had to leave him.
If assault or violence happens to you, do seek help and support. Call 1-800-200-526. Because to violence against women, Australia says no. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
10 News with George Danikian.
Good evening, welcome to this special halftime bulletin. We'll go back to the football shortly. But first, an alleged serial rapist has been extradited to Adelaide from Los Angeles. Detectives are now looking at whether he might have committed other attacks.
Flanked by 4 detectives and airport security, an alleged sexual predator and aspiring Hollywood actor returns to the real world. The Kidman Park man extradited from Los Angeles to face charges of attacking 3 Adelaide women.
I guess if we can use the old adage where you can run and you can't hide.
The 28-year-old is accused of raping 2 young women in the Western Parklands and Mile End and the attempted rape of a teenager. It's alleged he was armed with a knife during the attacks between 2000 and 2003. US Marshals arrested the man last December at the request of Adelaide Police.
It was a lengthy, detailed investigation, and there was some excellent work done, and there was some excellent cooperation as well from other authorities, and especially the US Marshal Service.
Police believe the man might have committed more attacks.
There are other matters which will be looked at as well. He can still be charged with other matters if evidence is available.
He'll appear in court next week. And a 25-year-old Parafield Gardens man has been charged over the abduction of a 15-year-old girl at Salisbury North on Wednesday. He was caught on surveillance camera around the time of the alleged attack. Emily Rice, 10 News.
And police are hunting a man over the sexual assault of a child at the Adelaide railway station. This is the man the police want to question. His picture was taken near a toilet where a 13-year-old boy was attacked yesterday afternoon. Police say the victim was forced into a cubicle.
Adults that take advantage of children is a particularly serious crime, and obviously the boy is distressed and we are dealing with him to help him through the situation.
The suspect is about 168 centimetres tall with a heavy build and aged in his 40s. 2 people are critically ill after a drug overdose at a party in Parkside. 2 others were also rushed to hospital. The group had taken fantasy, that is a substance experts say is easy to mishandle.
Distraught friends called paramedics to the Greenhill Road apartment just before 6 this morning. 3 men and a woman believed to be in their 20s, overdosing on fantasy or GHB, a potentially lethal relaxant.
It's probably one of the more dangerous of the dance drugs. It's a respiratory depressant, and we know for a fact that people in Australia have died from its use.
They were rushed to Royal Adelaide, where 2 remain in a critical condition. Experts warning the increasingly popular drug can be deceptive.
It's a liquid, which makes it quite difficult to judge the dose, and also people can take it mistakenly, thinking that it's water because it's a clear liquid.
The incident reflects an alarming trend in recreational drug use, people taking substances in private homes thinking they'll be safe. But that confidence is often misplaced.
So if you overdose in the company of friends, people may be anxious about calling an ambulance for the potential criminal ramifications that might occur.
Police searched the 4th-storey apartment but didn't find any trace of the substance. No charges will be laid. Alex Hart, 10 News.
Hundreds of Australians are expected to join a class action against the makers of the painkiller Vioxx, and it comes after the company lost a $300 million case in America.
This is right. Widow Carol Ernst awarded millions against Merck & Co. over the death of her husband Robert, who took the once popular painkiller Vioxx.
Just knowing who he was, he would be so proud of me.
Merck already plans to appeal. The drug was withdrawn last September after a study concluded it could double the risk of heart attack or stroke. Robert Ernst was one of 20 million worldwide who used Vioxx, around 300,000 in Australia. Among them Barry Eaton, who stopped using the drug after suffering a heart attack.
They felt that the Vioxx could have contributed to the heart attack.
The 59-year-old is among more than 100 people lining up to join an Australian class action. The case could go to court before the end of the year. Alan Ruskell, 10 News.
A triumphant homecoming to Adelaide for the Variety Bash teams. After a week in the Outback, they've staged a cavalcade through the city. The Bashers celebrating a record fundraising effort for the past 12 months. The total raise for charity, $1.7 million. Some has already been allocated to satellite medical services in the country. Well, we have more coming up in our halftime bulletin, and that includes controversial torture training for Australian soldiers. And Leighton Hewitt secures a semi-finals berth in Cincinnati.
Hey Australia!
10's turning 40.
Premiering 8:30 Sunday. We're celebrating 40 years of 10 out of 10 entertainment.
Revisit the shows you used to love and the ones you still do.
Merlin, are you going to speak?
See your all-time TV favourites and their never-before-seen bloopers.
40? That's really old.
Seriously 40 premieres 8:30 Sunday.
Call in for these great Father's Day gift ideas. Celebrate with a Hardy's Red 6-pack. Tintara Cellars Cabernet, Umu and Stepping Stone Shiraz, Bastion Shiraz Cabernet, Horton Shiraz and a 1 litre Noddy Chill Cabernet, only $59.99 with a bonus Magnum of Stepping Stone Cabernet. Or you might like a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label, just $36.99, and Crown Lager only $44.99 a carton with 2 bonus glasses. See the web for more great offers.
Beat the others cold.
If you've changed jobs in the last 13 years, chances are you're one of 1 in 3 working Australians that's left behind unclaimed super. Ozfund can find this unclaimed super at no charge. Just visit our website, unclaimedsuper.com.au. This could be handy.
Ozfund, another service from Industry Super Funds.
Okay. So you shave in the morning, you go to work, you go to lunch, you go to the gym. You look smooth all day, and just when you're about to go out, you have to shave again. Not anymore. The new Chic Quattro Midnight with advanced blade technology of chromium-coated blades and a night black handle. For an incredibly close shave that'll keep you smooth from morning to night. New Chic Quattro Midnight. No other razor shaves closer or smoother.
Look, all new fantastic packages. A lounge, twin recliners, coffee table, 2 lamp tables and 7-piece dining suite, plus free fabric protection on all upholstery.
13 pieces, $19.99. Own it for under $13 a week. Just $13 a week with no deposit. Look on.
Go the Crows. Go the Magpies.
Go the Rooster.
Red Rooster's Footy Feast. Buy a quarter-time meal or full-time meal and you could win a package for 4 to the 2005 AFL Grand Final. Only at Red Rooster.
Australian soldiers are being stripped naked and threatened by savage dogs as part of their training to resist torture. Interrogators are authorised to use threats of physical and sexual abuse as well as military dogs to recreate realistic situations. Civil libertarians have branded it unacceptable and called for an inquiry, but the Defence Association says that's ludicrous.
You couldn't run a professional defence force without preparing your people for the shock and the type of treatment they might get if they're captured by unpleasant people.
He says the training is done under controlled conditions. Let's go to sport, and St Kilda's coming to terms with a body blow to its premiership hopes. After last night's heartbreaking loss to Fremantle, the Saints will be without a number of key players in September.
It was much calmer waters for St Kilda today, opposed to the pandemonium that erupted last night when Justin Longmuir lined up to steal the game.
In comes Longmuir to
to take his kick.
Despite the loss, Grant Thomas could still smile, but his joy wasn't shared by Matt Maguire. The defender will have scans to determine the extent of his hip injury. He'll be joined on the sidelines by Justin Koschitzki with a torn quad, both expected to miss a month. Fullback Luke Penny succumbed to another knee complaint, while Fraser Gehrig stretched his groin.
We don't want anyone's sympathy. We're absolutely here for the challenge and eagerly looking forward to the next few weeks.
At Fremantle, the Dockers were all smiles as Justin Longmuir relived a childhood dream.
It's just one of those things. I mean, I was just overwhelmed and grateful that the boots didn't let me down.
Frank Smith, 10 News.
Let's go to tennis. At Leighton Hewitt's impressive lead up to the US Open continues, winning through to the semi-finals of the Cincinnati Masters. The number 3 seed made light work of the Russian Nikolai Davydenko from 2-all in the first set. The South Australian then reeled off the next 4 games in a row.
Game for set.
Hewitt was barely challenged as he wrapped up the match 6-3 in the second to set up a semi-final showdown against the American Andy Roddick. Well, the Thunderbirds are on track for a grand final appearance after blitzing the Melbourne Kestrels by 23 goals. A 20-goal second quarter set up the win. Natalie Medhurst again on target inside the ring, while Laura von Berto led the way in the mid-court. Adelaide will now travel to play the Sydney Swifts in the preliminary final. They lost to the Melbourne Phoenix, by the way, in a thriller last night. A brief look at the weather. After a low of 10, we managed a top of just 14 degrees in the city. It will go down to 10 tonight. Cloudy with some showers and a maximum of 15 tomorrow. That's just about it for the 10 News team for now. Do stay with us as we prepare to cross back for the second half of the Crows-Collingwood clash. Good night.
A union of style and substance, of passion and precision, with its own unrivaled DNA. With unsurpassed levels of quality, performance and safety. The all-new Sonata. Evolved driving from Hyundai.
Okay, so you shave in the morning. You go to work. You go to lunch. You go to the gym. You look smooth all day. And just when you're about to go out, you have to shave again. Not anymore. The new chic Quattro Midnight with advanced blade technology of chromium-coated blades and a night black handle for an incredibly close shave that'll keep you smooth from morning to night. New chic Quattro Midnight. No other razor shaves closer or smoother.
There are 17 good reasons for shopping at Truscott's. 17 months with no deposit, no repayments, no interest terms. That's 17 good reasons for buying an Acer 81cm LCD TV for only $21.95. 17 reasons for buying a JVC 76cm TV with DVD and cabinet at $300 off. And 17 reasons for buying a Pioneer 600-watt home theatre package for only $6.99. Truscott's can give you 17 good reasons for buying now. 17 months with no deposit, no repayments, no interest terms. Truscott's.
Sit down, fat lady. It ain't time to sing.
Wage review tomorrow. Jeez, they're tough.
I'm the man from Alpha.
What do you got?
Give them the real reason why the Palm stole Michael Clark's bat.
Good, then what?
They're loosening up. Maradona's hero.
Pele.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods?
Then tell them what's on Beckham's iPod. After that, you'll be best mates. Don't overdo it.
Good point.
Alpha, the new heavyweight monthly magazine, only $2 when you buy the Advertiser or Sunday Mail. It's sport and it's personal.
This man is a dentist, so we can't show you his face on television. But it may prompt you to ask, why would a dentist choose a power toothbrush over an ordinary brush? Okay, Rob, show us. The Professional Care 8500, the latest from Oral-B. It pulsates and oscillates to loosen plaque and sweep it away twice as well as an ordinary brush for a whole mouth clean. Oral-B, the power toothbrush more dentists use.
Hey, get over here now!
Very popular too, with viewers celebrating Ford's 80th anniversary in Australia with $1,000 of genuine Ford accessories free on Territory TX.
And for ABN holders, Falcon XL Style Side Ute with air and cruise
for just $24,990. Only for a limited time and only at your Ford dealer.
Well, the Adelaide Crows are pumped up and 20 foot tall at the moment. They lead by 56 points at the major break on Saturday afternoon football. Here's Brad Seymour, boundary side.
Thanks, Jason. I saw some vision just quickly from the Collingwood rooms, and believe me, there was a lot of heads bowed. Just quickly for Adelaide, what I've been impressed with, Matner, Henschel, Skipworth, the second stringers, if you like, have really stepped up and put their bodies on the line when it's been their turn.
It's been the tale of the season, Chris McDermott, hasn't it, for Adelaide? Those second-tier players that questions were being asked of them at the start of the season. If Adelaide were going to go forward, we know they had that fantastic midfield, and the top 5 or 6 players are superstars. Could that next tier of player come through and deliver? We've seen the same thing at West Coast this year. That's why they're first and second on the ladder.
No doubt about that at all. Neil Craig has said they will not be called second-tier players. They will be called the backbone group. They are a group within the team. They're not afraid to confront the leaders, to ask the questions, to pose the questions. They feel like they've taken some ownership over this team. They speak very well to the media. They are a confident group within this team, and certainly without them, the Crows wouldn't be in the position they are. Full credit to Neil Craig. He's empowered them, and they've taken it and run with it.
There's the starting 4 for the Adelaide Crows at the start of the third term. Such a good blend of youth and experience, and look, history shows that sides that are premiership contenders need to have a good spread of players, youth and experience, and you need a good base of players who have played at least 50, 60, 70 games to get that consistency into their game. And Adelaide have got that balance on their list right now.
Yeah, balanced perfectly, and again, haven't used a lot of players this year. The 31 players for a whole season of football is almost unheard of, and they are reaping the fruits of that. Trent Henschel, one of those players, making a big impact on this footy club.
Ben Hart with the job on Nathan Buckley to start the third term. The margin 56 points in favour of the Crows. Brett Bigland's in the ruck. Against Guy Richards. Ball comes out to Licuria, feeds it back in, looking for Richards. It's picked up by Davis. He's taken down, as is Licuria, by Thompson. O'Brien off a step. No distance with the kick, but just enough to constitute a legal mark, and it's taken by John Cock. By hand to Rashudo. Collingwood push back. Zone off again. Rashudo spears a low trajectory kick to Perry. Couldn't quite hang on. Pressure came from Goodwin. Perry goes in again. Lockyer over the top of him. Ball in underneath, and the umpire will call for a bounce. Henschel with 4 goals. McGregor 3. For the Adelaide Crows. Licuria couldn't get an effective disposal away. Welsh in on top of it. And yet another bounce. Tyson Edwards leads the game with 17 possessions. 14 to Burton, 13 each to Thompson, Matner and Rashudo. While Clement and O'Brien have 15 apiece for the Pies. Licuria tried to soccer off the deck into the arms of Holland. Ricocheted now to Clement. Up the middle looking for Lockyer. One-on-one with John Cock. Ball shoots out the side of the contest. Davis went the toe poke, picked up by Rashudo. Handball through traffic. Chance here for Henschel. Goes for home. Henschel for goal number 5. Not quite. Got it right to the line. Trent Henschel's star continues to rise at Amy Stadium. He's kicked 4 goals, 3 for the afternoon. He leads Collingwood by 11 points.
Kicked 2 goals, 1 in the first term, the same again in the second term. He's kicked the first behind in the third term, so going by that, you think he kicked the next 2 goals. If you follow me, you've done well.
Can you draw me a diagram?
No, I knew what I meant. Morrison, outer side of the ground. Short to Prestigiacomo. Not a lot on further up the field for the Collingwood defender, so he picks out one of the smaller players, Leon Davis. He's certainly tried. Possession number 8. Talking more about his defensive pressure, though. Talking about defensive pressure, that's been impressive about Adelaide too, Chris. Ben Hart, terrific spoil. Out of bounds, will have to throw it out side of the ground. Yeah, they do it beautifully. Adelaide rarely take the foot off the pedal. And they've had it down full throttle all day today. Biglands work his way to the front. Slick handball from Dowdy, and they go again. Burton measures the kick towards Welsh. Good contest that, Clement. Got rid of his opponent. Morrison there for support. This is Wakeland. He's got Davies. He's quick and go to Lucuria. Chips the ball high. Hangs in the air a bit, but Lucuria can go now. The shadows of the stands. Broadcast side of the ground. Paul Lucuria up towards Jason Cloak on the second bite. Well, there's a highlight, and there haven't been too many for Collingwood. He plays on quickly. Goes towards full forward where Harry O'Brien's down there, but replying there. Play on to call. Burns the beneficiary. Hits the timber. Well, Scott Burns, unfortunately, couldn't finish off a terrific passage of play set up by Jason Cloak. Yeah, Brett Burton not happy. Thought the mark was his. Jason Cloak, one for the highlight reel. Collingwood finally getting the ball in quickly and having a shot on goal.
Kick in from McLeod to Bassett. Now Thompson. Again, they bring it out with relative ease, but the kick's going to turn over towards the wing. It finds the line in the end. Edwards surrounded by 3 Magpies. Let's have another look at the Brett Burton marking attempt from moments ago. What do you think, Chris?
I've seen worse paid.
I've seen better not paid, so beautifully sat on the fence. Here's Davies at the front of the contest. Look, Holland tries to get through one, can't get past Rashudo, but did release the football to Richards. Towards half forward, Locken streams out. Well-timed fist from Bock. Spills to O'Brien. Now Lucuria. Off a step, tumbles it inside 50. John Cock attacks it. Smothered the bounce well, took a risk, backed himself in, and got it to McLeod. Again, they've got plenty of time to set off half back. As Rutten to Burton, takes on a man. Goes inside 50 to 2-on-2. Welsh lunges, can't quite haul it in. Henschel taken high, it's been his afternoon. Again, a promising sign for the Adelaide side. Scott Welsh has had a quiet day, but the likes of Henschel and McGregor, they've bobbed up. It's been their turn to shine.
And his 5th free kick, Trent Henschel. He's using them all up in one game, son. What are you doing? But getting plenty of the ball. And Wayne, you said, kick the first point. You're a genius. On the proviso kicks this goal, Chris. We're halfway home. Foregone conclusion, I reckon. But he's hot today, Trent Henschel. And once again, the Crows from defence to attack in the blink of an eye. And a shot on goal.
This for his career best. It's booted 4-3. .40 metres out. It's coming back and it hits the post again. Well, the damage could have been far greater. Hitting the post on a number of occasions this afternoon, Adelaide. 3 times, 10-14-74. Collingwood 2-5-17, so 3 times at one end and twice at the other. The margin 57 points.
Holland receives from Davis. Richards there to provide the Shepherd. Oh! Well, he went to go back to Leon Davis, but cutting that off was Ian Perry, who gave it straight back to O'Brien. Leon finally gets it. Off half back, the edge of the square. Heads out the outer side of the ground. Great kick. Finds Lockyer. It's down the line. O'Brien flew, but reading it well there was McLeod. Class and experience. And the man with number 23 hits the turbos. Straight up the middle of the ground. Dowdy. The run. Burton to Goodwin. Can go back to McLeod now. Hits towards Henschel. Maxwell. Good spoil. Got support and Prestigiacomo. Go to Morrison. Handball's inboard to O'Brien. To Holland. Towards Buckley on the stretch. Arriving late was Hart. Kept his feet. Ben Hart now. Heads inside 50 towards Welsh. He's outnumbered. That was a good spoil by James Clement, but he gave away the free kick for holding the man. Much to his disgust. And on that occasion, Michael Avon
in the correct position. And there you have it.
Fair enough too, but the form of Ben Hart will be making Crow supporters very happy. Veteran having an extremely good game today. Leg looks in good condition. A lot of trouble with that hamstring. No sign of it today. Vintage form from Ben Hart. Gets the ball to Welsh, one-on-one. The Crows again. Quick use of the ball, quick movement forward. Welsh on the end.
For his first score for the afternoon, Scott Welsh makes no mistake. He gets his first for the afternoon, but more importantly, the Adelaide Crows get goal number 11.
Right now,
I am
Prime.
ready now.
No, not yet.
Sorry.
As I was saying, right now, if you bundle your home phone with an iPrimus broadband plan, you'll get broadband modem free.
That's right.
Not yet.
Sorry.
And $0 setup. Plus, you'll also get, okay?
Alright, you also get me the amazing 2.4 GHz Doro cordless phone free.
So call Primus now and get me an amazing Doro free.
Oh yeah, baby.
Adelaide kicking 4 of their 11 goals from free kicks, and they've been in similar circumstances. Ball coming in quickly, defender isolated one-on-one from the back position, having to grapple and give away a free kick. Holland goes high towards centre-half forward. Cloak tried to fist it out of mid-air. Richards couldn't control it. Goodwin handball partly smothered. Bock under pressure, wrapped up by Cloak. Can't force the ball free and we'll have another bounce. Margin 63 points, 8.5 minutes gone, third term. Locking the third man up, but straight down to Burton. Burton goes to a one-on-one, McGregor and Wakeland. It clears that contest. Licuria's got some time to look up, get his bearings and flip it over the top to Morrison. Morrison can chip short, finds Richards. Licuria slips over on the Toyota logo. Woden wrapped up, ball up. Peeling for one across the shoulder, Shane Woden, umpire had none of it. Richards got the tap, but O'Brien going nowhere. Another stoppage. Adelaide been dominant in that area for most of the day. Clearance is 23-14 in their favour, and it's set the tone. Inside 50s, 40-14. Really tells the story of the run of play. Here's Thompson to take it in yet again. Assesses his options, steps around Davis from 55. Goes long, Perry's on his own. No need to assess the options any further. Perry can go back for goal number 2, and again, Scott Thompson, just that extra dimension in the midfield this season. Having a great year, averaging 19 touches a game, 4 inside 50s a game, and he's kicked 23 goals himself. Now he gives one to Perry. Ian Perry with 2.
Camry V6 Altice Auto now comes with 3 years roadside assist, 4 years free servicing, and a 5-year extended warranty.
Go the Crows! Go the Magpies!
Go the Rooster.
Red Rooster's Footy Feast. Buy a quarter-time meal or full-time meal and you could win a package for 4 to the 2005 AFL Grand Final. Only at Red Rooster.
It was his 2 goals he kicked in the round 2 game between these 2 sides earlier this year. That's a season high, 5 goals, 3 coming against the Tigers in round 13. Importantly for Collingwood, their last goal came at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. A chance maybe this time. Burns to Holland to cut back inboard, ran into a deep end, dead end. Burns, high ball, O'Brien, he's got to do the work. Bassett, the discipline thing though, sees it through for a rush behind. Great work from Nathan Bassett.
Ball back into play quickly, Edwards up the middle. Now to Rashudo at half-back. Good transition football again from the Crows. Thompson on the overlap to Matner. This has got team goal written all over it. Bock to finish it off. There's one for the highlights reel. Beautiful goal from Adelaide. Great team football, epitomises what this side's all about.
Certainly does. Nathan Bock having a day out today at centre half-back. The run and drive he gives them back there, so important to the Crows. Scott Thompson involved again. Matner, the leg speed and the reflex give from the Crows. Part of their armoury. And Box running over the lines on the end of the chain, celebrates another goal.
Third goal of Nathan Box's season, the 11th of his career, playing game number 31 this afternoon. Another blossoming youngster here at Amy Stadium for the Crows.
They've probably overused the ball on occasions today with their hand skills, but when it works like that, it is poetry. Adelaide Crows with the last 9 consecutive goals. The ball's not going anywhere. We'll have another bounce.
Still inside the centre circle. Collingwood's only 2 goals, courtesy of Tarkin Lockyer and Jason Cloak, all coming in the first term.
Adelaide wins a free kick.
Shepherding. Go to Mark Rasciuto. Wonderful player over many years, Mark Rasciuto has been.
He's got a loose player with plenty of space. Dowdy measures the kick. Perry.
Tumbling Mark will go back and line up for goal number 3.
Well, she's crisis time now for Collingwood. Young team, down on their luck, players injured, excuses can be made. But now, a massive test of character. Lose with some pride and some dignity. Ian Perry about to do a little bit more damage.
Doesn't waste any
time, Ian Perry lining up for goal number 3. The goal umpire does not move the head straight over the
top. He has 3.
On fire.
Whoops.
There it is.
Are you guys okay?
Classic.
Margin out to 80 points. Adelaide have kicked 4 goals, 2 to 2 behinds in this term. As Wayne mentioned, Collingwood goalless since the 20-minute mark of the opening term. Nathan Buckley back in the heat of the middle. McLeod looking to lurk. Run onto that football. Holland got in his path. It's picked off by John Cock. Again, numbers forward of the ball. Thompson off the side of his boot to the pocket. Welsh yet to fully capitalise. Scott Welsh this afternoon. Bit of a frustrating day. Plenty of goals being kicked around him. Henschel's got 4. Perry's got 3. McGregor's got 3. Welsh just the 1 in this third term. And Mick Malthouse, any talk of tanking? Have a look at that shot. Priority picks, Schmirey picks as far as Mick's concerned. They're 80 points down and he hates it. Chance for Adelaide once again. Skipworth couldn't get away from Lucuria. Thompson paddling forward, trying to kick it out of mid-air. Maxwell linked up with Lucuria and now Morrison out to Lockyer. And he holds it up at half-back.
Bit of irony, Jace. Both teams touch the ball exactly the same amount at the moment in this third quarter. The Crows 10 inside 50s for 4 goals. Collingwood 4 inside 50s for 0.
Again, skill errors let them down. Matner off the left boot. Into open space for Thompson to run onto. He's got Burton as well. Goes back to Perry. Leon Davis trying to charge him down. He was blindsided, didn't see him. Got a handball away. Here's Thompson from 50. Bends it back. Beautiful kick to the line. What a great goal! Fantastic kick from Thompson. He was off balance, kicked it across his body, brought it back beautifully. He played 39 games at Melbourne. He was their #1 draft pick back in 2000, taken at 16 overall. Injuries really prevented him from us seeing his best and seeing his full class, but we're seeing it this year. He is one classy unit.
No doubt about that. Some will say the recruit of the season for Adelaide. Kicks a goal, so important. The Crows midfield get a lot of ball in front of centre and do some damage. Oof, Mick Malthouse not happy, boys. Got some real, genuine headaches. As you said, Jay, Scott Thompson inflicting a little bit more pain. Somebody from Collingwood has to show something. Some sacrifice, an act of courage, something to change the course of this game.
Fanning. Clark took him out of the contest.
Holland just got it moving forward out of the air. Adelaide with seemingly what
looks like a lot more numbers around the contest. Dowdy cuts back inboard.
Skipworth it is. Heads up the line towards Henschel. Strong mark. Terrific mark in front of Maxwell. Had to earn it, but safe hands there.
4 goals, 4 for the afternoon. Heads towards McLeod.
On the boundary line, happy to see it out. We'll have a throw in, out of sight of the ground. something to think about. Mick Mildhouse and his assistants, and in fact 22 Collingwood players wearing that jumper this afternoon. Thompson, his 8th possession for this third term. High ball, Perry got a right hand on the ball. Mopping up was Morrison. Got it to Buckley, look out, looping handball to Clement. Matner. Well, that's something you don't often see. Marty Matner missing a tackle. He is human after all. And the Magpies through Davies. Goes to Licuria. The problem is he doesn't have a lot further up the field. Kick smothered. Holland, nice handball to O'Brien. They're going the long way home, the Magpies. Licuria off a couple of steps. Fades late. Misses the mark by a weight. The day is going from bad to worse very quickly for Collingwood.
2-7, the Magpies. They've added 3 behinds in this term. Adelaide have added 5 goals too. There's still 8.5 minutes of playing time remaining. Johncock to Bassett. The ease at which they've brought it out of defensive 50 has been a major concern all afternoon for the Magpies. Bassett to Doughty. And their set plays are working a treat from half-back. They're just orchestrating it beautifully. Transition football at its best. Hart's kick was a little ordinary. Gave Perry little chance. Now a chance for the Magpies to attack up the middle. They've got some numbers in the corridor. The ball ends up with Woden. Received from Caracella. Steps inside Burton. Kicks to centre half forward. It's a 2-on-1. They've got the height advantage. Hart did well. Burns clever to Holland, and good vision to Caracella, who kept running from centre half back.
Yep, not necessarily pretty for Collingwood, but doesn't matter. Any score will do. Holland gets front and square. Foot skills much better on this occasion, and Blake Caracella from inside 40, set shot, almost chalk him down.
Good at 33-19 for the season. His all-time best 6 goals against Adelaide back in round 10 of 99. This for Collingwood's first goal since the 20-minute mark of the first term, and he gets it.
Hello, Moto.
Blake Caracella with his first for the afternoon. Missed last week, but had a good afternoon himself personally. Round 2, 20 possessions with 4 goals, 4. Shirley. Nice hand to this man here, who's replaced Ben Hudson. And he's done what he's been asked to do, Matthew Clark, giving his midfielders plenty of supply. Perry couldn't get there on the half volley, coming through McLeod, nearly pinched it. O'Brien. He's worked hard, Shane O'Brien. As has this man, Tarquin Lockyer. A good kick. Brodie Holland. He's got Fanning inboard. A baptism of fire in his first year of AFL football, David Fanning. Better for the experience. Moving forward, though, you think? As well, this young man. Davies. Is out wide to Shane Woden. Numbers back in the defensive 50 for Adelaide. They've been loath to go long. Side forward 50 Collingwood. This has been the modus operandi all day. Trying to maintain possession. Davies short again. They finally work at the half forward O'Brien. He heads out wide. Loose man Maxwell. Important kick. Loads up. Long ball to the square. But Adelaide with numbers. If he's not kicking goals up forward, he's taking marks at the edge of the goal square defensively. Trent Henschel.
Good one in the back pocket. Just chips it short to Rutten. Adelaide well on their way to racking up a number of records this afternoon. And unfortunately for Collingwood, they're on their way to racking up a few of their own. Edwards off his hands, will have a throw in. In a time on in the third term, the margin 79 points. As Matthew Lockham prepares to come back on for the Magpies. Here's Fanning wrestling with Clark. Clark tried to paddle it down to Shirley, put it into his path well. Shirley gets a free kick, advantage will be paid. Ball ends up with Riley. Switches play to Burton. Been prominent this afternoon. His 19th touch coming up. Pokes it forward to Perry. Couldn't quite hang on. Prestigiacomo has got Cloak forward to the football in some space. Goes for a run. Kicks inside 50. Richards in best position for the Magpies. Rutten got hands to the football. John Cock to tidy up at ground level. Now to Goodwin. He goes to McGregor and finds him. Tidy again from the Crows. Inboard his Hart again streaming through the middle. Wrapped up by O'Brien. Dished off a handball in time. Rutten's under pressure. O'Brien goes again. Shirley and Hart have got a piece of him. We'll have a ball up in the middle of the ground as Collingwood effect a double change. Davis off, Cloak off. Locken and Heath Shaw return to the action for the Magpies. Clark again puts it down the throat of a row, but this time Skipworth. He's wrapped up by Lucuria. We'll have another stoppage. Again, Clark first hands on the football. To the advantage of his side once more. Goodwin got it to Riley. Now Shirley. Chips towards Welsh. Kick over his head. Spills to the back. Here's a chance for Clement. Wrong foot's Welsh. Goes up the middle to Buckley. He's got Davies on this side of the ground and heads in that direction. He can go over the top to Lockyer if he can get it on. He can. Oh, just fortunate. Rashudo had come off the bench. Lockyer didn't know he was there. Rashudo would have actually been better off just holding back a step. Could have been over. Could have steamrolled him. Doesn't travel the required distance to Richards, so Lockyer gets it back. Again, that's not the required distance. Fanning, the big man from the top of the centre square, run down by Burton. Ricochets to Riley. He links up with Shirley. And the Crows look to bring it out off half back through the skipper, Mark Rashudo.
Brody Holland as well, and just a gentle tap on the left and right shoulder there for Mark Rashudo. Go back and kick the ball. Crows skipper. Well, he's got a number of players out wide. Take your pick, Ben Hart. Bock through the middle of the ground towards Perry. Too much carry on the ball there. Burton leads in the race. Woden in pursuit. Around the corner, centering kick by Burton. Welsh on the lunge. Couldn't keep it in, couldn't take the mark. We'll have it thrown up against the left forward pocket for the Adelaide Crows.
Look at the look on Scott Welsh's face. It's like, you are kidding, aren't you? Everyone else is having a party today and I'm stuck outside.
Well, that's the strength of this Adelaide side, though, with Scott Welsh with one goal beside his name. Other players around him are having a day. Tyson Edwards, is it his? I think it might be. He gets in on the action.
Dr. House is going to have an educational experience.
I thought you could do some teaching.
So how will his new students react to his methods?
You're reading a comic book.
And you're calling attention to your bosom by wearing a low-cut top. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were having a state the obvious contest.
Harry's got a seeping wart on his extra toe.
I think I might be coming down with something. I hate to give it to you guys. Sorry.
See what makes House so lovable.
I am just too nice.
All new House, 8:30 Wednesday.
Worked out really well for Matthew Clark and the Adelaide Crows because it's giving him optimum game time where perhaps the game was different. He'd be rotated on and off the ground a lot more, Chris.
Yeah, no, working into there, Neil Craig's hands very nicely, and Matthew Clark doing it beautifully again.
He's growing in confidence. It's another chance, fair to say, that he probably thought he wasn't going to get. He's been in the SANFL since round one. But so the question is, if he comes in and fills the breach so well at Ben Hudson, why hasn't he been in the side since round one?
Been playing reserves footy in the local comp here as well. Hardly touched the ball all year in different pre-season, down on fitness as well. Had some troubles with his legs, but the last month he has just started to show signs. Took 7 marks for South Adelaide about 3 weeks ago. Everybody thought, okay, he is still alive and kicking.
He probably accepted the fact that his year was over.
Yeah.
That was it. Such was the dominance of Ben Hudson.
So timing's everything. It certainly has been for Matthew Clark. And to come in against the likes of Fanning and Guy Richards, two inexperienced ruckmen, also allows him at senior level to dominate in his first game back. There is Fanning. Pokes it forward to Woden. His 17th possession. just about exclusively been in the back half. Holland to Morrison. Leads come now. Burton fills the hole. Got a hand to it. It spills to Shaw at the back. Flying snap from Heath Shaw is pretty good. It's there for his first goal in league football.
Wolfblass, Australian wine at its peak.
Yes, they've been starved of opportunities in the Collingwood forward line, but on that occasion, the young man wearing number 39 was up to it. Well done.
Clark again. Terrific tap work. Rashudo looping handball out to Skipworth.
To Shirley. Here they go again. Burton storms to 48. Tumbling kick. It's
Got the carry, but the accuracy just offline. They make it look oh so easy here this afternoon at Amy Stadium.
Yeah, the clearance work today, unbelievable from the Crows, 33 to 18. Absolutely dominant, a lot of it like that without too much pressure. Could have been a different story on the scoreboard had they kicked accurately. It's ugly enough as it is, but this is a dominant team.
31 scoring shots to 11. The margin 80 points. And it's not only that they've won the clearances, Chris, but they've been able to break away explosively from them and been creative from them, which has really exacerbated the problem for Collingwood. Locken's kick to no one in particular and finds him. It's Henschel. And again, they queue up through the middle. Burton can go himself or he can involve
Skipworth. Have a shot.
Burton lopes to 50. Plenty of time to measure it, kick it, and deliver it. Party time for the Crows.
Don't wrestle with your budget. Come to Bunnings Warehouse for the lowest prices every day. Halogen work light, a bright $8.96. China vanity basin, just $59. Rotary hammer drill kit, only $79. Paint roller on a pole, an amazing $9.98. 10 kilo briquette heating fuel, only $5.98. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Leading possession winner on the ground, Brett Burton.
23 possessions, 22, 1 goal.
As you said, Chris, an amazing capacity to cover the ground. Davies hits towards inside 50, hard overran it. Burns was clean.
Locken needs to kick the goal and does.
Hasn't seen a lot of the ball, Matthew Lockett, but a quick reply for Collingwood. And good work from Scott Burns. Yeah, and a little bit more for the fans to cheer about. Scotty Burns gets his hand on the ball. Locken gets the goal. Got to take him whenever you can get him. And finally, Collingwood with some clearance from the centre square. It's been tough for them out of the middle all day. Burns great at ground level with the give, take and give. Tough day, but a little bit of joy.
Matthew Locken kicks his first goal for season 2005, and he's just his third game for the year. He's found it difficult to find opportunities in this side this season. Mick Malthouse heads down to address the huddle at three-quarter time. And he'll do so with his side trailing by 80 points at the final change. Adelaide 17-15, 117. Collingwood 5-7-37 in that quarter. Adelaide adding 7 goals, 3. The Magpies adding 3 goals, 3. The margins I mentioned at three-quarter time, 80 points. Henschel has 4, McGregor and Perry 3 apiece for Adelaide. Well, all single goal kickers for the Magpies. Mick Malthouse straight out to Matthew Locken. Give him a pat. Got on his goal in the last minute. Magpies staring down the barrel at another heartbreaking loss. Their 7th in a row. Three-quarter time, Saturday afternoon football. The Crows in control. They lead by 80 points.
Operator, what's your emergency?
At the new time.
I can't make it.
I'm sorry, sir, you're breaking up.
On a new episode.
Sir, please repeat your message.
Don't go into the woods.
I lost him, Eddie. I lost him.
Because you'll find a big surprise.
We've never seen this kind of thing up here.
All new Law and Order at the all-new time, 9:30 Monday on 10.
Don't wait! With Toyota's special editions, 7-seat Kluger CV Sport has over $3,500 of extras. Alloys, front fog lamps, roof rails and rear spoiler from $44,490.
Oh, what a feeling! Toyota!
There are 17 good reasons for shopping at Truscott's. 17 months with no deposit, no repayments, no interest terms. That's 17 good reasons for buying an Acer 81cm LCD TV for only $21.95. 17 reasons for buying a JVC 76cm TV with DVD and cabinet at $300 off. And 17 reasons for buying a Pioneer 600-watt home theatre package for only $6.99. Truscott's can give you 17 good reasons for buying now. 17 months with no deposit, no repayments, no interest terms. Truscott's.
There's one thing about McDonald's new Cajun McNuggets and spicy dipping sauce. They're seriously spicy. So don't forget a drink.
Look on you, fantastic furniture in a value pack package. You get 2 futon sofa beds, lamp table, a coffee table, a dining table and 4 chairs, and a 20-piece dinner set plus a bonus DVD. 10 pieces, $9.99. Own all of this for under $7 per week with no deposit. Look on you.
Blues Brothers.
Call in for these great Father's Day gift ideas. Celebrate with a Hardy's Red 6-pack since Tara Sellers Cabernet, Umu and Stepping Stone Shiraz, Bastion Shiraz Cabernet, Horton Shiraz and a 1 litre Noddy Chill Cabernet only $59.99 with a bonus Magnum of Stepping Stone Cabernet. Or you might like a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label just $36.99 and Crown Lager only $44.99 a carton with 2 bonus glasses. See the web for more great offers.
Blues Brothers.
Baby, I was cold. What you need? What you want, yeah. Do it, yeah. Do it good. Do it right. Wow. Do it now. Come on. Wow.
Select from the wide range of styles available in Stratco Neighbourhood Fencing.
Network 10 Adelaide would like to acknowledge the support of their 2005 local AFL sponsors, Truscott's and Toshiba, the Plasma, LCD and surround sound specialists. Booze Brothers, proudly South Australian owned. And Stratco, what do you need today?
Adelaide's biggest win for the year was back in round 11 against the Bombers. They won by 88 points. Could surpass that this afternoon. They lead by 80 at the final change. They're 17-15, 117. Collingwood 5-7-37. The Magpies will have something to say about that in the last 30 minutes of football. Henschel with 4, McGregor 3, and also Ian Perry 3 for the Adelaide Crows. There's Mick Malthouse addressing his troops. Spent plenty of time in front of them, kept them in nice and tight, and there's a very strong and stern message coming from him as we head down to Brad Seymour boundary side.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. I spent most of that break at the Collingwood huddle just observing Mick and his body language towards his players. Still very positive. He had a slight tap on the side for Matty Locken after his great goal. And in the other camp for the Crows, well, a lot of players receiving massage to their legs. And look, it just sets up for a last quarter for the Crows to really explode and finish off this Collingwood side.
Brad, I think the coach always has to project the positive image, but from a player's perspective, when you're 13 plus goals in arrears, what is it that motivates a group of players to get something out of this last 30 minutes of football?
Well, I think it's just the inner strength and the competitiveness in the player itself.
Like, you know yourself, Wayne, having played the game, that when you're in this situation, it's all about opportunity, what I spoke about earlier. When you've got an opportunity to put your head over the ball or to win the ball for your team or do the team-orientated thing, it's your turn to put your hand up.
One of the game around 21 action on Geelong and West Coast. If you don't want to know the score, look away now. Points the margin at the final change. As we start the last quarter at Amy Stadium, Saturday afternoon football. Fanning up against Biglands. Richards rather, and Richards goes in over the top, couldn't take possession. Rashuto tried to soccer off the deck. Matner, he's taken down by O'Brien. Spills out in the Lucuria direction. Handball missed the body of Davies. Here's McLeod to Goodwin. Over the top to Rashuto. Calls of rue around the stadium. Followed by calls of goal.
Right now, Prime.
I am ready now.
No, not yet.
Sorry.
As I was saying right now, if you bundle your home phone with an iPrimus broadband plan, you'll get broadband modem free.
That's right.
Not yet.
Sorry.
And $0 setup. Plus you also get, okay?
All right, you also get me the amazing 2.4 GHz Doro cordless phone free.
So call Primus now and get me and the amazing Doro free.
Oh yeah, baby.
26 possessions and 2 goals last week. 28 possessions in round 2. He's on par to at least equal that, if not surpass it this afternoon. First goal of the fourth term, Mark Rashuto. His opposing captain, Nathan Buckley, doing his bit on this occasion. To Davies. He's worked hard, the young man wearing number 41. Strong mark, though. Riley. Behind Blake Caracella, though. Clean grab. As Chris McDermott mentioned, not the second-tier players. They're the backbone of this side. Stepped up these younger players for the Adelaide Crows. He heads out wide to another man who's had a terrific year, Simon Goodwin. To Thompson. Had to wait. Couldn't quite trap the ball out of bounds on the full. Free kick. We'll go to Dane Swan. He's got Burns inboard. Can go now, Scott Burns. And the sunshine at Amy Stadium, and the veteran goes long. High ball inside 50. Fanning, good trap by the big man. Couldn't evade the tackle, though, from Rutten. Ball spills free, and Bock mops up for the moment towards Thompson. On the stretch, too much carry. Getting back there was O'Brien. And the ball wins that race, out of bounds, throw in outer side of the ground. Just the sheer weight of numbers again for the Crows, working this game out right to the end. Ball hits the deck. 4 or 5 at ground level. Plenty of options, and Rhett Biglands in control in the ruck.
Against Richards. Richards got the tap on this occasion. Down to Rashuto, however. Feeds a handball into open space. McGregor over the top of it. Edwards backing up, advantage paid to the Crows, and here's Biglands. Ran forward to that contest. Spears it deep inside 50 to the top of the square. Welsh versus Clement. Clement's done a very good job on Welsh today. Just the 1 goal to Scott Welsh. Here's Heath Shaw. To Lucuria. 18th possession for number 18. Shaw gets it back. Now Davies. Goes down the line towards Cloak, but the kick was to the advantage of Bock. And again, they line up through the corridor for Bock. As the camera pans up, you'll see Adelaide players everywhere. Here's John Cock. There's McLeod. He's got Biglands alongside him in support. McLeod just glides across the Amy Stadium turf with all the time in the world, delivers to Rashuto at centre-half forward. They want him to roll out the barrel, but he does a disciplined thing. Over the top to Riley. And with monotonous regularity, the Crows have been able to switch play into the corridor and just run from behind the ball with support, run and drive, and run into that space inside 50 that they do leave open so well.
Oh, they do it beautifully, create great space inside the top of 50 to the Crows. The turnover comes, Nathan Bock takes the mark, looks immediately into the corridor. The Crows love owning the corridor. And with body strength of Rashuto, Riley, John Cock in the middle. They are hard to knock off the ball, options galore. This kid's got a good leg. He'll back himself from here.
He's kicked 10-4 for the season. And misses.
Just a quick one, sorry guys.
To butt in down here, Jace. With that role of play there, we saw 2 Adelaide players
line up to Shepard Blake Caracella, so it just shows the team-orientated stuff that
the Adelaide Crows are doing at the moment.
Let it go short with a kick in. Now it comes back to Licuria. Again, you see the discipline, the hard work of Adelaide to get back. Think of how many times today you've seen Adelaide come out of their own defensive 50 unhindered. Yet look at the Crows put pressure on Collingwood. Just the contrast couldn't be more stark as Thompson then turns it back over inside 50 to Rashudo. That's the work ethic we spoke about at half-time. This team is built around hard work and discipline and doing the right things when they need to be done. And now McGregor's got a shot for goal from 45.
Non-negotiables for Neil Craig, though. Strong background under Jack Odie here at Sturt. Hard taskmaster. There are rules that will not be broken. And it's a club that's got belief in them. They're not difficult. They believe in them. And it's an enjoyable environment when that's all happening and falling into place. Skipper gets the ball, could have kicked the goal, shares off to McGregor. It is a team that is absolutely loving their footy. And that normally means you're in with a shot at the title.
But they're not letting it get to their head. They're still working hard, and that's important to finish this game strongly, given they've got the big round 22 showdown next week against West Coast. The kick from McGregor just fades late for a minor score. He's booted 3 goals, 1. They can finish off the game full of run this afternoon. They can go off the ground content and then refocus for a crack at West Coast next Saturday afternoon in Perth.
Neil Craig makes it pretty abundantly clear to these blokes they haven't achieved anything yet. They've won some games of footy. They've set some new standards for this club, but there is a bigger prize. Swan.
No, it's short. Terrific mark. Down the line towards Caracella.
Wearing him closely was Rolly. Expected a good spoil. We'll have a throw-in. Been an area of dominance, this one for the Crows all day. Matthew Clark having a spell on the bench, but he and Rhett Biglands have made boundary throw-ins. The Crows' area of dominance, 14-3 over Collingwood. Now you talk about Matthew
Clark's importance, but Ben Hart had major concerns and a big question mark over his hamstrings and his general well-being, and that's
another terrific story for the Adelaide Crows this year, that an important, integral player has found his way back
into a fit body, and he's contributing.
Oh, playing beautifully, getting a spell on the bench for the last quarter, but back and in business, Ben Hart, and he'll be here for a few more years left. Dowdy wasn't even looking for the ball. He's got a problem with his right arm.
Licuria ends up with the ball and short to Buckley.
Straight off to Michael Dowdy, carrying the right arm, doesn't look great. In the meantime, Nathan
Buckley picks out David Fanning. And we'll go back and have a shot from just inside
the 50-metre arc.
Hasn't scored a goal or a behind this afternoon.
Big tackle, and there it is. It caused the Dowdy problem. David Fanning.
He's kicked 4 goals, 1 in his first year of AFL football. Gives it a good ride. Is it coming back? No.
Hits the post. Well, he gave it every opportunity.
Unfortunately, just didn't come back enough. It's his first score for the afternoon.
3 posters apiece this afternoon.
Oh, there it is. Wayne, has he gone to the Ben Hart book? There it is, the play on.
It's back.
There's McLeod. Lopes away. Gains 30 metres and boots it to the wing. Over the top comes Biglands. These guys are sky high on confidence. Rashudo, the look-away handball to space, just knowing someone would be there to run onto it. It's the way they play. Perry. Edwards steps inside a man with disdain. Goes inside 50 to an open forward target. Thompson, not paid. Play on. Lockyer. And now Collingwood on the counter-punch through Davis. Devoid of options, has to hold it up. Links up with O'Brien. He slips past Matner. Goes over the top to Lockyer. Now back to Davis, again waiting for someone to present. A lot of Collingwood players at half forward standing with their arms in the air saying kick it to me, but none of them are moving. Locken. Davis. Buckley. Thompson couldn't quite get him. Buckley goes short and finds Burns at centre half forward. He can swing it wide to Heath-Shaw. Decides that's too indirect. He's got players peeling off to each flank, but no one in a dangerous position up the middle. So Burns shapes to kick long and does. High ball, they'll contest in the goal square. Carosella lurking.
At the back, he's waiting for that. Couldn't quite get it on the boot and give us the reprise of the Daniel Wells Jackie Chan.
And it's through for a minor score.
Just a quick update, guys, on Michael Doherty, who came off holding his right arm.
I think it's a right wrist injury. The doctor was checking it. I'm not sure of the extent of that injury at this time.
Looked to bend it the wrong way, didn't it, as it hit the ground.
87 points up, halfway through the last quarter, and that's the discipline that Neil Craig has instilled into his team. And they go again, Shirley, the man who gave that smother on Leon Davis. Gave it over to Bock, drills it towards McGregor, too much on it. Henschel, nice little slip handball into Welsh.
Should be a goal. Scott Welsh for number 2. You betcha.
Cheers, mate.
Jeez, I wouldn't camp there if I were you.
There's drop bears.
Drop bears?
They're like a bigger, meaner sort of koala bear.
Then they drop from the tree. Yeah. And then grab your head by...
Classic.
When you kick 19, there's plenty to share around, and Scott Welsh gets in for his second. We've had 10 different goal kickers this afternoon. It's been a great balance between specialist forwards and midfielders pushing inside 50 and contributing as well. Shirley, first hands on it. Edwards. Adelaide not done yet. Got insatiable appetite at the moment. They're loving their football. Welsh beaten forward by Clement, who's been fantastic for the Magpies against all odds. Works it to the line. Umpire pings him for deliberate. Is he going to throw it in? Looked a shape to it. It is going to be a throw in. They've been pretty stiff on James Clement, one of Collingwood's best. Biglands. You can see what he was trying to do, get it to Thompson. Shirley obliges. Too fierce for Thompson, so he dishes it out to Biglands. Inside 50 again. And sliding in at the back is Henschel. Another opportunity to kick his 5th goal. Set a new career best for himself. Thought about the give-off, again doing the team thing first. But we'll go back now and kick for goal number 5.
That's a weapon, Brent Bigland's right leg. Oh, it's a beauty. Terrific kick of the football for a big man. Over the journey, good, maybe short, and occasionally he'll go short and miss a target, but if he over 60 and 50,
it's a powerful leg, stays low, and he gives it a roost. Comes from the ground too, and he's had a good day.
Replaced by Clark as Henschel comes in for goal number 5 for Adelaide's 20th. Crowd tell the story. 4 goals, 5 to Trent Henschel. And the Crows, as I mentioned at the start of the day, their conversion rate the worst in the competition for inside 50s, converting those to goals. When you spread the load around like they have this afternoon, you can kick a winning score. They've booted 19, 18, 37 shots, and it's been that weight of numbers, that spread of options, multiple avenues.
Yeah, Jace, it's a stat. I don't know it's a worry to them. They do get the ball in there plenty of times, as you said, and got a midfield that can score them if the forward line breaks down. So options galore for the Crows, and I don't think that stat will worry Neil Craig too much.
Davies hesitated. Might have cost himself. Maxwell had to do the spalling.
Edwards to Burton.
Liked his game. He has time to have a bounce. Number 24 now goes towards full forward. Test of strength. McGregor roving. Rashudo
kept his feet. Dished off a handball to McGregor under pressure. Maybe not
the best option. O'Brien one way, then the other. Can go out the outer side of the ground. He's got Burns. He'll get support from Lockyer now. He'll look up and see that there's not a lot on. So he has to go towards Neon Leon. Wearing him closely was John Copp. Arriving late, support there was Carosella. In the class of McLeod. One hand, hits the accelerator and goes. Doesn't get it back from Skipworth. This is his options. Comes back inboard to Scott Thompson. Fantastic year of football he's had. First year at his new club. Lowers his vision. Tyson Edwards, easy as you like. Go over the top to Burton if he wants to. And the Birdman, that's something you don't often see, someone running towards an unmarked goal square. No, go back and kick it.
Edwards pretty, Tyson, I think, pretty keen on kicking this one himself. Mark Rashudo comes from the ground. Another great day from the skipper. Crows midfield dominant. Thompson, left foot, right foot, doesn't matter. He's a powerful man, but it's been a good day for Tyson Edwards. Quiet last week in the showdown. Dominant best today. 23 disposals, Tyson Edwards. He can't kick his second goal for the afternoon, but as you said, Chris, his quietest game last week, just the 7 touches. But he's found plenty of it this afternoon, as have a number of his other teammates, and that man there on screens hadn't looked bad day either.
Rare blemish in front of goal for Tyson Edwards this season, booted 15 goals, 3. And that midfield unit just provides so much strike power and so many scoring opportunities for the Adelaide forward line that, as Chris McDermott mentioned, their conversion rate isn't a problem unless the inside 50s start to dry up and the forwards have to manufacture their own goals. But as we've seen this afternoon, bountiful opportunities for those playing inside the forward 50 for Adelaide. Admittedly, you won't get the same level of opportunity in September, you wouldn't think, but gee, they're running into it in plenty of good form at the moment. We'll have a bounce here. There's Heath Shaw in the bottom of that pack. What a game next week, West Coast versus Adelaide. 2 midfields head-to-head. It's going to be an absolute belter. Saturday afternoon football from Subiaco. Buckley runs down Shirley. Welsh slides across your screen. It's picked up by Clement. Richards tries to flip it on cleverly to O'Brien. Now here's Lecuria off half-back.
Tumbles a kick.
Ricochets to Caracella into open space. A one-on-one inside 50. Beautiful delivery from Blake Caracella. Fanning gives it off. Morrison steps inside a man from 35 out and misses. .15 for the season for Chad Morrison. 148 games for West Coast. Came across to Collingwood over the summer in return for pick 37 in the draft.
Great news for Crows fans. Michael Dowdy back on the ground. Brett Burton takes himself off. Looks absolutely exhausted. But the better news is Dowdy, who was carrying his right arm, back on the ground and looks in pretty good nick. Goodwin gives it off to the runner in John Cock, who brought the ball back in towards Bott. Stand his ground. Arriving late was Jason Cloak, who has worked very hard for Collingwood this afternoon. Jason Cloak. High ball. Take your pick. Bassett likes to run forward of the ball. Is Nathan Bassett. Some have suggested even all-Australian form as a blood rule.
And Scotty Burns, a bit of claret just alongside the left eye.
Yeah. Plenty of South Australian voice, Wayne, wanting this bloke to be noticed this year. Had his career best year.
Well, he's benefited from the fact that Ben Rutten has really stepped up. He can play on that second or third best tall. And you hear the cheers for Matthew Clark. The locals letting him know what they think of him. High ball towards McGregor. Skipworth around the corner, centering kick. Lockyer in front. Takes an easy mark at the edge of the goal square. But when you think about Collingwood, they've got Didak, Rocker, Fraser, Johnson, Rusling. Travis Cloak will be better for the year, as will David Fanning and Richard Cole, all to come back in next year.
Throw Tarrant into that mix as well. Buckley out to Shaw. Over the top came Thompson, spills to Perry. They've got men inside 50. Skipworth's dangerous and nimble. Sweeps a handball back to Clark. The big man wants to take Morrison on. The limitation rule comes into effect. He flips it back to Edwards. Off a standing start to the top of the goal square. Some tall timber. Henschel flies. Welsh stays down and goals. He's got 3.
Want Premiere TV?
Monday, 10's got it all.
At 7:30, they all have talent, but which 3 will you choose? Australian Idol live verdict.
The power is in your votes.
At 8, it's a fully fat, all-new Simpsons.
I'm ready for some lovin'.
At 8:30, the new hit series, Numbers.
I need your help. At the new time,
9:30, all new Law and Order.
We've never seen this kind of thing up here.
All new, all Monday night, all on 10.
Know your limitations, Chris, a coach would say, but he's entitled to it every now and again, Matthew Clark.
I reckon at the 18-minute mark of the last quarter, when you're 15 in front, you get one chance at it.
It's a fair point, and I take it.
You can put that back in the bag now.
Never again.
Back in the middle, McLeod reversing out of the pack. Ball spills free to Thompson. Sets up John Copp. There's a look further afield. Ian Perry. He's enjoyed his own party this afternoon as well. 3 goals, 1. Towards Welsh. With his hands on the ball, might have got a gentle push in the back. Edwards kept his feet towards Thompson. Clement, support there from Swan. Trouble. Terrific tackle, Dowdy. Held to him though, by Corin Rowe. Bounce the ball. In the shadows of the northern end here at Amy Stadium. It's been a comprehensive display by the Adelaide Crows. As Jason said, sets up next week's clash with the West Coast Eagles as Thompson kicks the ball across the face of the goal. Marked by the man that played his 200th game last week. His Wakeland, unfortunately, not a day to remember that week and today. Not much better.
Not a happy homecoming at all for Shane Wakeland, or for Scotty Burns, who also played 200 last week, another South Australian. O'Brien down the line.
Lockyer versus Matner.
Goes to the support of Bassett. They've played some beautiful football this afternoon, Adelaide. Here's Bock. Inboard to John Cock.
Has to stand and wait.
Receives in front of Richards. Can now switch play to Perry. Across half-back, working hard. Dowdy leads short. Perry honours it. Goodwin now peels off for some run. Goes inside 50. Thompson to ground. Umpire calls play on. McGregor to keep it alive. Collingwood with some numbers around the ball. Holland to Morrison. Juggles, couldn't hang on. Dowdy at the back to make them pay. Here's Skipworth lining up for Henschel.
For number 5, a man wide open. It
Doesn't matter, he's got 5.
Five goals.
5 to Trent Henschel. Career best. And Adelaide lead by 105 points. Their previous greatest winning margin over Collingwood, 38
points back in round 17 of 2000.
An afternoon to remember for the Adelaide faithful.
No doubt about that. Again, the inevitable turnover comes. Trent Henschel with the ball. There, a la Stephen Kernahan, the pie floater, but it goes straight. And good day for the Crows and Trent Henschel.
At 4 goals, 2 to half time. He's kicked 1 goal 3 in this
second half. Jason said 5 goals, 5 in a game to remember.
And one, Nick Malthouse will certainly want to put behind him and his players. And they're not done with
yet, perhaps. Edwards pushed as he got the kick away.
Bouncing ball favours Riley. Comes back inboard.
Well, the kick was intended for Edwards, but reading it well there on that occasion was Scott Burns.
Buckley breaks. Juggles the mark. He's got Holland further afield. Keeps running, Brodie Holland.
He'll get the ball just inside 50.
This will test him, though.
Second most possessions
for the Magpies this afternoon, with 23 beside his name. Shane O'Brien with 25.
Paul Lucuria 22.
And Ben Davies with 21 himself. Brodie Holland.
For his first goal for the afternoon. Late in the game. Tumbling
kick, won't make the distance. Well, Woden got a hand on the ball. Couldn't take the mark. It's through for a behind.
Ben Davies with 21 possessions, a career high for him, surpassing 18 he had against the Kangas back in round 19.
It's been one of the few positives on a dark day for the Magpies. They trail by 104 points.
Goodwin
to Matner. Skipworth tried to work Shaw under the ball. He's been a positive as well. Heath Shaw done some good things under enormous pressure.
The applause for
Matthew Clark coming off, replaced by Biglands. The kick towards Morrison was messy. Morrison butted up. Got it to Clement. Thumps it inside
50. Back towards the goal square. There's some holding.
It's going the way of Edwards. Nathan Buckley saying he had hands on him without holding him.
Let's take another look.
Just a tug of the jumper there. Umpire spotted it. McLeod's got it on centre wing. Leaves it behind. He's got some time. O'Brien
confronts him, did well. Forced him to release the football.
The turnover will now come. Morrison. Woden. 2.5 remaining. Fanning on the wing. Chips it inboard to Wakeland. Now Clement. Dowdy to run him down. Clement just sensed him in the nick of time. Had to kick quickly. As a result, it went straight to a nest of crows.
Bok.
Got it out to Welsh. Inboard to Bassett. He marks just in front of Scott Burns.
You're not getting a compliment for it.
Not sure to which you're referring. As Bassett decides to play on.
You're referring to his haircut?
He's definitely not getting one for that.
Keep moving, you two. Skipworth, Clement. The ball goes out of bounds.
Lose your focus now with 90 seconds left on the clock.
Adelaide by 104 points. 21-19, 145. Collingwood 5-11-41.
An emphatic performance in all areas this afternoon from the Adelaide Crows.
They've won themselves a free kick in the ruck contest. It's coming back to Rhett Biglands.
And they've won hands down there as well. Good run with the umpies today. The Crows 19 frees to 8. Plenty of them resulting in goals. But when you're in front, you get them.
That you do. Biglands. Let's go with a big barrel towards the edge of the square. Welsh. No, it's Thompson. Well, they look alike from a distance. With hair colour much the same as Jason Bennett's. Scott Thompson. Well, to cap off a terrific afternoon. He already has one goal coming in the third quarter. Just held Paul Lucuria out of the contest. What a pickup he has been, lining up for goal number 25 in season 2005. And that there is Scott Thompson's second goal. And that now is the Adelaide Crows' highest score against Collingwood. 21 goals, 19, 145. Collingwood 5 goals, 11, 41.
Yeah, and they're equal highest score for the season for the Crows on a great day at Amy Stadium. Showers early, looked like a low-scoring affair, but it's turned out to be anything but. And Scott Thompson, the value in the middle at the clearances, in general play, but up forward, he has been a star. Strong body, good overhead, makes you pay.
Scott Thompson becomes Adelaide's sixth multiple goal scorer this afternoon. It's been an embarrassment of riches down there and plenty of opportunities. The inside 50, 66-31. Out towards Buckley at half forward. Beats Bok to the football, dishes it off to Lockyer. Now to Burns, who stretches and gets it just inside the line. Under 20 seconds remaining.
Can Collingwood grab a consolation goal?
To the top of the square, Davis through his hands. Johncock won't concede. Edwards wishes he had. And Johncock gets it back.
And again, the weight of numbers.
Bassett can hold it up. And the Adelaide Crows win 16 games in one season for the first time in club history. And they do it in style. 22-19, 151. Defeat Collingwood 5-11-41. The margin of club record 110 points. As they tune up for a showdown with the league-leading West Coast Eagles at Subiaco next weekend. 110-point margin. They led at every change and extended the lead significantly at every change. 20 points at quarter time, 56 at the break, 80 points at three-quarter time, and the final margin 110 points. Trent Henschel finishing with 5 goals, 3 apiece to McGregor, Welsh and Perry, 2 to Thompson and Rashudo, singles to Edward, Doughty, Burton and Bok. While for the Magpies, all singles, Carousella, Lockyer, Locken, Cloak and Heatshaw. Golden afternoon here for the Adelaide Crows at Amy Stadium.
As good as it gets for the Crows, no doubt about that. Even given the opposition, they were impressive. The captain's got to be happy. Ian Perry up forward with 3, always dangerous. But the big story was Matthew Clark and his involvement with this team. Almost seamless, his transition into the team, replacing Ben Hudson. And the question mark that hung over the Crows' ability to handle that transition has been answered. Clark, 18 hit-outs, part of a dominant ruck division for the Crows that saw them win the clearances 43-23. That is a belting in anybody's language, and the smile says it all.
Brett Burton finished the day with 24 possessions, 6 clearances,
10 inside 50s and a goal. A wonderful afternoon from him. Here he is with Brad Seymour.
Thanks, Jason. Well, it was party time out there today, Brett.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was a good result by the boys. Obviously, coming here today, we thought it was going to be wet, but it ended up dry, and that's conducive to our style of play. So the boys did a good job and a big win.
They sure did. Your midfield depth was on show for all to see today, and gave your forwards ample opportunity to kick a big score.
Yeah, that's one of our strengths. Obviously, you know, you got blokes like Rashido and Goodwin and Edwards and McLeod going through there, but then we got, you know, when they need rest, we've got Doherty and Shirls and Riles. So we've got plenty of blokes to choose from, and one bloke goes out and another bloke steps up. So it's a real strength of ours.
It sets the scene next week for a big game, and what all the country's going to be watching against West Coast. It must give you some confidence going into that game.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, West Coast to the top of the ladder, so you know, we really thrive on taking on the best in the competition, and we want to be the best. So we have to beat them, and we look forward to the challenge.
Congratulations on a great game today, Brett. Well done.
The Adelaide Crows, 110-point winners on Saturday
afternoon football. Back to wrap up right after this.
It's Judgment Day for the Power as they battle the Lions for a place in the finals. A grand final rematch under lights at the Gabba. Brisbane Lions, Port Adelaide, live 6:30 tonight.
AFL Saturday on 10.
It's here, the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Choose the Hemi V8. It can unleash 240 kilowatts, yet can deactivate 4 cylinders to conserve fuel. Or get the powerful 160 kilowatt V6 turbo diesel and get 510 Newton meters of torque. Either way, it comes equipped with the second-generation quadra-drive system for off-road. Because underneath it all, it's still a Jeep.
Excuse me, hey mate. Can I get a cappuccino and a latte, please?
Now you can get cafe quality espresso coffees in your car at McDonald's drive-thru using freshly ground Arabica beans and freshly frothed milk. They're so good, you'll think someone else made them.
Bring your DIY dreams to life at Stratco. Power saw and guide combo, a Stratco Super Special, $99. Boral plasterboard from only $13.95. Stratco Handy Gable Shed in colour from just $679. Hills Prime Signal Antenna, a low $39. And Ceiling Fan Draft Stopper, a Stratco Super Special, $29.95. DIY and save at Stratco.
What you need today.
There's no need to be confused about rug prices. Go straight to Discount City Carpets and check out their price tickets on their huge range of rugs, and that's the price you pay. Not inflated prices, real prices. Forget the others, get rugs at real prices. Discount City Carpets, all branches.
What's all the fuss about this new salon quality shampoo? Scientific tests prove that Pert makes your hair 84% smoother compared to this shampoo. Pert, great hair, no fuss.
Of style and substance, of passion and precision, with its own unrivaled DNA, with unsurpassed levels of quality, performance and safety. The all-new Sonata, evolved driving from Hyundai.
Go the Crows! Go the Magpies!
Go the Rooster.
Red Rooster's Footy Feast. Buy a quarter-time meal or full-time meal
And you could win a package for 4 to the 2005 AFL Grand Final. Only at Red Rooster.
Want the massive week of big-name celebrities?
starting 7 o'clock Monday.
What's cooking with Idol's Andrew G and James?
Let the battle begin, I say. Bring it on.
Celebrity Ready Steady Cook, Monday. The 2005 Toyota AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by our broadcast partners. Toyota, footy, oh what a feeling. Thunderbird Rum, we live for the footy. New Chic Quattro Midnight, no razor shaves closer or smoother. Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning. And Red Rooster, the real roast taste.
Full time at Amy Stadium, a club record 110-point win for the Adelaide Crows over Collingwood. They did it in style. They led at every change and they extended their lead at every change, which is significant in itself. 20 points, 56-80. And then in the end, 5 goals unanswered in that final term. Collingwood didn't kick a goal in a half of football. In the end, 110 points the margin. 5 goals to Henschel, 3 each to McGregor, Perry and Welsh. They're 4 key forwards, all getting amongst the goals this afternoon. 2 each to Rashudo and Thompson. All singles for the Magpies on just a perfect afternoon for Adelaide. They couldn't have asked for any better in terms of warming up or tuning up for September, because not only did they win and win comfortably, and sometimes that can be a danger in itself, but they didn't lose their hunger right till the final siren. They just kept on going.
Yeah, as good as it gets for Adelaide. You're right, all of their game was in perfect working order. Clark comes in and does okay, but they tackled hard. The thing that Neil Craig builds the team's whole game around, their competitive nature, was still on show today, and that's important, the most important thing for Neil Craig.
They led by 56 points at half-time. And as I mentioned, the job, they didn't rest on their laurels at all. In that second half, they booted another 12 goals to 3 and just really went on with it. And there was a real hunger and a real excitement and a real appreciation for all the hard times you have in footy. When you have days like this, you've just got to go out and enjoy it.
You've got to love the energy of the team. They genuinely enjoy playing with each other. You're right, and you've got to get in for your chop when it comes, and they certainly did that today. And could have taken the foot off the pedal, but they didn't. And they could have won by a lot more. I mean, they were accurate in front of goal, perhaps their only weakness all day. But, you know, when your back line like Nathan Bocker running down, getting involved in scoring opportunities, you are having a very good day.
They shared the football around. They had 371 disposals in the end, which is a huge number.
Only 3 players had less than 10. That was Clark, Rutten and Welsh, and you'd say that all 3 of them did their job nonetheless. They had
a 22 performers out there this afternoon that all contributed.
Couldn't find a weakness at all, that's for sure, and Neil Craig will love that. Everybody contributing. The team is so fit, that's what you've got to like about them. Had plenty left in the tank come the end of the game. Had the luxury of taking Ben Hart off, but significantly, Trent Henschel stands up, has 10 shots on goal. His best game for the season. Your key forwards getting involved, and your midfield still has 7 goals between them, so everything working beautifully. And they were under pressure at some stage. We know Collingwood are undermanned, their season's over. Yes, we can make excuses for them, but the Crows were challenged at times and answered the challenge all the time. And their work from the stoppages, Matthew Clark we just saw then with clean hands on the ball, was outstanding, and that will need to be in good nick when they take on the West Coast.
Won 9 straight now, the Crows, 7 straight at Amy Stadium. Collingwood, we know they're depleted. Very difficult afternoon for them. They came in, struggled early, then managed to work their way into the game, and then were blown out of the water from early in the second quarter. And days like today, they happen in football.
They do happen in football. They were disappointing though, Collingwood. For a moment in that second quarter, we were starting to feel like they were going to be competitive. Leon Davis led the way with 3 good tackles, and they looked like they were at least going to fly the flag. That went pretty quickly. That's the most disappointing thing for Mick Malthouse to address in the change rooms. You can always be competitive, and today, unfortunately, in the second half, they weren't.
Finished with just 5 goals. The 4th time this season that the Adelaide defence, ranked number 1 in the competition, has held a side to less than 50 points. That's a marvellous performance. And it augurs well for September, because history shows that sides that are ranked in the top couple for defence have a pretty good chance at winning a premiership.
Well, it's such a strength. No weaknesses across their back line. Ben Rutten, Nathan Block. We're talking about blokes who are potential All-Australians. Bassett and Ben Hart today hardly had to raise a sweat. Others stood up and did the job for them. So good signs for the Crows.
Adelaide Crows win 16 games in one season for the first time in club history. They didn't do it in their 2 premiership years of 97, 98. What's ahead for that man? Ben Hart, he's back, he's fit, he's firing. And things are good in Adelaide Town. Back with more after this. The Crows winners by 110 points on Saturday afternoon football.
$8:30 Monday.
Charlie's equation, that's still our best lead.
Don's an FBI agent with a secret weapon.
An equation for the FBI that predicts when and where these 2 particular robbers will strike next.
But no mathematical genius
FBI! Hey, don't move!
could predict an outcome like this.
Where's Don?
But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Numbers, 8:30 Monday.
Go the Crows! Go the Magpies!
Go the Rooster. Red Rooster's Footy Feast. Buy a quarter-time meal or full-time meal and you could win a package for 4 to the 2005 AFL Grand Final. Only at Red Rooster.
Do you want anything from the shops?
No, thanks.
Yeah, very popular too if you're celebrating Ford's 80th anniversary in Australia with Falcon Mark II XT, winner of Australia's Best Family Car Award, with Auto and Edge at $31,990 drive away. Only for a limited time and only at your Ford dealer.
Ever since I had Jared, I realised I've been given this amazing, precious gift. I started to think about the kinds of ideals, values and beliefs that I wanted him to have.
Now that I'm thinking about the kind of values I want to pass on to my children, I realise they're actually the same ones Jesus taught.
You can take or leave religion, but I can't get away from the fact that a lot of what Jesus said made sense.
To find out what Jesus had to say about life, call 1300 512 312 or visit allaboutlife.com.au.
Okay, so you shave in the morning. You go to work. You go to lunch. You go to the gym. You look smooth all day. And just when you're about to go out, you have to shave again. Not anymore. The new chic Quattro Midnight with advanced blade technology of chromium-coated blades and a night black handle for an incredibly close shave that'll keep you smooth from morning to night. New chic Quattro Midnight. No other razor shaves closer or smoother.
Just arrived and exclusive to Discount City Carpets, Gracewood Timber Flooring. A classic collection of exotic single-plank hardwood timber flooring with a 20-year warranty at unbelievably low prices. Twister salesmen's arm now and receive free underlay at Discount City Carpets, all branches.
Here's something you don't see many others doing, doubling their menu. But that's exactly what Subway Restaurants is doing. Now every sub they make, you can get toasted or untoasted. The choice is yours. 2 of everything? This is gonna be great. Toasted or untoasted. Now that's great. Yeah, that's what I meant.
You've always loved the great taste of our delicious turkey sub.
Now try it fresh toasted with hot bubbly cheese.
2 Jareds? Not so great. Subway, eat fresh.
Adelaide by 110 points here at Amy Stadium over Collingwood. One other game of round 21 action on this afternoon at Skilled Stadium in Geelong as West Coast headed down the Geelong Road with the opportunity to wrap up the minor premiership. Replay scheduled later on Fox Footy, so if you don't want to know the score, look away now. Well, the story today coming in was the return of Matthew Clark back into the senior side for the first time since round 1 in the absence of Ben Hudson. What do you make of his game?
Almost seamless, wasn't it? Looked like he'd never been out of action, and his ruck work, boundary throw-ins and centre square especially, absolutely outstanding. I mean, to flip the ball over the head like we saw then, his second efforts were good. Neil Craig would be happy, Matthew Clark even happier.
It's a wonderful situation to have, and this is precisely the reason Matthew Clark was kept on the list as insurance. He had Biglands, he had Hudson, he had Clark. Always pays to have a little bit in reserve because you just never know.
You never know. Dream story for Matthew Clark. More importantly, Rhett Bigland's form today, I thought he was outstanding. I know Schwatter loved him, but he becomes an important player for the Crows as well.
Let's take a look at the numbers. They're pretty impressive for Adelaide right across the board, as you would expect, particularly down to that bottom inside 50s. Great to have 66 yourself, that's remarkable, but to keep the opposition to 32 is just a double bonus.
Yeah, ugly reading for Collingwood. That contested footy for the Crows of strength 120 to 91. Smashed them at the contested footy.
Clearances 43 to 22. No matter what you say, that adds up to a big win, and a big win it certainly was. In front of a very good crowd here at Amy Stadium. Some 40,372 in for Adelaide's final home game of the season, and they saw the Crows do it in style. They led at every break and extended their lead at every change. 20 points, 56 points, 80 points before booting 5 unanswered goals in the final term to run out 110-point winners and set up a cracking game next week against West Coast. Jason Bennett on behalf of Chris McDermott, Wayne Schwass and Brad Seymour, good afternoon from Amy Stadium.
The 2005 Toyota AFL Premiership season is proudly brought to you by our broadcast partners. Toyota. Footy. Oh, what a feeling. Carlton Draft. Harvey Norman. And Primus Telecom. Change. It's simple.
911 operator, what's your emergency?
At the new time.
I can't make it. I'm sorry, sir, you're breaking up.
On a new episode.
903. Sir, please repeat your message.
Don't go into the woods.
I lost him, Eddie. I lost him.
Because you'll find a big surprise.
We've never seen this kind of thing up here.
All new Law and Order at the all new time, 9:30 Monday on 10.
Dr. House is going to have an educational experience.
I thought you could do some teaching.
So how will his new students react to his methods?
You're reading a comic book.
You're calling attention to your bosom by wearing a low-cut top. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were having a state the obvious contest.
Harry's got a seeping wart on his extra toe.
I think I might be coming down with something. I hate to give it to you guys. Sorry.
See what makes House so lovable.
I am just too nice.
All new House, 8:30 Wednesday.
The only place you'll see live coverage of the AFL Finals is on 10. In a season where anything could happen, it's good to know that one thing is constant. The AFL Finals live on 10. Who said it's not intense in the lead-up to the finals?
What a sensational game of football!
The home of all the AFL Finals, Channel 10.
Seriously.
The 2005 Toyota AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by our broadcast partners. Toyota, footy, oh what a feeling. Bundaberg Rum, we live for the footy. Motorola's latest range of 3G mobiles. Watch footy here. And Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning.
Last year they played off for the ultimate prize, and at the start of this season they were expected to be doing similar come September. Now they are playing for survival. Make no mistake, whichever team loses tonight will miss the 2005 finals. The big names may be back, but every player must put everything on the line in a last-ditch effort to save the season. The finals have come early to the gather as the Lions take on the Power on Saturday Night Football. Good evening and welcome to the Gabba. Round 21, Saturday night, 150 games for Michael Wilson. A rising star, made his debut the first round that Port Adelaide played back in 1977. He's loved at the football club for his work ethic and his professionalism, and he's out there through the banner with his family. It's a big night for him. It's also a big night for Brad Scott from the Brisbane Lions. Ironically, he made his debut round 1, 1977 as well. He's playing his 150th game. But it's a much bigger contract for the two clubs because this is an elimination final. Good evening, I'm Matthew Campbell and welcome, and I'm joined by a man, Gary Ayres, who loves this time of year, loves it when there's plenty on the line, and Gary, this is it, it's a final.
Two powerhouses of the last 4 years, Matty, so it's going to be a huge game. Very much looking forward to it.
And we certainly are, and as we take a look at the ladder, and this tells the story, given what's happened today, or the weekend so far with Geelong and Fremantle, the Lions now in 8, Port Adelaide just hanging on now at 11.
Well, they're not hanging on by much, so they've got to throw absolutely everything that they've got at the Brisbane Lions tonight, Matty.
Yes, and they do love playing each other. They've had so many close contests over the years. Head-to-head, they're 8-8-2. 5 of Port's 8 wins have been by 6 points or less, and perhaps another close one tonight. Tiffany Cherry caught up with Mark Williams not too long ago.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. Well, with tonight's game, your season on the line, is it less about pride and more about the future for basically the club and a number of players?
Oh, look, it's very much the two proud clubs having a crack at each other to see who can get in that final spot in the 8. So, you know, it'll be on and it'll be a great game to see, I'm sure.
You made a plea through the week for any midfielders out there to give you a call. How have the phones been running?
Yeah, look, someone asked me directly about if we're interested, and obviously, you know, midfield's been a problem this year, so as I said, if anyone's out there out of contract that wants to come to Port Adelaide, they'll get a game.
So no hot tip at this point in time?
No.
You've got 3 players coming back from injury, Chad Corns in particular. He passed his fitness test last night. How much do you expect out of him tonight?
Oh, look, we hope he plays well. You know, there's no reason why he can't. And you know, Kingsley and Bishop are important to us as well, give us some good flexibility. So just like the Lions getting a few back, us getting it back, so should be a great game.
Just very quickly, do we expect to see Chad Corns on Jonathan Brown?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be there at some stage.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. Good luck.
No worries.
Mark Williams not giving away much as usual, but that, Gary, is the story of the night as we take a look at the 2 respective teams. It's the inclusions of such big players as Jonathan Brown and Chad Corns, and we expect Brown to be closer to goal, perhaps with Wakeland on him.
Because of his osteitis pubis, you'd imagine that he'd play there, and especially if Bradshaw goes back and plays on Tread Ray.
Chaplin very good last week, his best game for the club. Charman probably owes the Lions a little bit.
Big time, either suspended or injured, so he needs to play really well tonight.
Michael Wilson, we talked about his 150th game. Corrie's a goal kicker. Brennan kicked 4 goals here in round 1. It's time for him to kick some goals.
Well, he's got to step up because they've got a lot of gun players out, so it'd be nice to see Brennan show some of the form that we know he's capable of.
Sean Berg on a career-high 32 disposals last week in the showdown in Adelaide, and Kane Corns will probably go to Simon Black the way he did beautifully in the grand final.
He's had a super year, Kane Corns, and Sean Burgoyne played his best game last week, no doubt.
Bradshaw in the back line, perhaps going to Tread Ray.
You would think that would be the matchup. Darryl White played there last week, but obviously has dropped this week. And Gavin Wanganeen was pretty good for most of the game against Adelaide Crows.
They really do have some options up forward, don't they, Port Adelaide? They can stretch this Brisbane Lions defence.
Well, they can, and certainly when you look at someone like Dean Brogan, he could certainly add some steel to their forward line as well. Now, Michael thought he was going to miss the game with that dislocated finger, but he's in the side. Brendan Lade has been in good form as probably an advantage over McLaren. The Burgoynes have got genuine pace that normally troubles the Lions. Very quick, and with Peter playing well on ball and Sean last week, as I said, played well on the wing. It'll be interesting to see the matchups there. Maybe a Copeland on a Sean Burgoyne. 3 youngsters on the bench for the Lions together with game 150 player Brad Scott. So a lot of rookies in the Lions side, as we mentioned, right throughout this season. And for Port Adelaide, Walsh, Daniel Pearce, Salopek and Kingsley comes back into the side. He's an important player, Kingsley. He is, because he can play basically wherever. He can play back, forward or midfield. But the other thing that I think with Brisbane too, Matty, is that they're going to cover the loss of Lappin, and they need to rotate some young players in the midfield. No, we've heard from Mark Williams. Now let's hear from Lee Matthews on this big occasion.
Lee, with both sides even across the board on so many factors, does a win tonight come down to perhaps your bottom 6 players?
Oh, comes down to everything. I mean, you never really know what's going to determine the result of the game. I mean, there's 2 sides out there that are fighting for the same price to sort of stay alive for the September action. So really, I think it's the contribution of all the 22s are always going to be important.
Nigel Lappin's such a big loss, and with the other midfielders carrying injuries, coming back from injuries, will that give you an opportunity to play perhaps some of the younger players with the middle?
Oh, mostly our midfield group of guys that have been. Justin Sherman's been there most of the year, and then you've sort of got the Black Ackerman as power. So that group of players are and Brad Scott and Robbie Cope, all those players. It's not so much the real youth actually that's in that part of the ground.
What about the injuries that you've got? How do you manage all those players tonight?
Well, I mean, you've got 22 fit players. I mean, we've sort of got a number of players that actually didn't do a whole lot of training during the week and only proved their fitness last night. That's not as like the way you'd like it, but they've been given all clear by the medical people, so we expect they'll be okay.
You expect there to be fireworks tonight?
Oh, you never really know what's going to happen out there. I mean, the way sort of the rules and regulations are, you usually come off second best if there's too much of that.
Right, well, best of luck. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Tip.
Lee Matthews not sure what's going to happen tonight. Gary, what do you think, who will win? Expect a physical game, Brisbane, because it's at the Gabba. Oh, it's going to be a sensational match. So much on the line, and congratulations once again to Michael Wilson, 150 games.